Let's go. Well, welcome everyone. I am so excited. What an incredible, incredible day. Here we are, ready to launch the most incredible set of business tools that I don't know, I've personally yet to use because I created them. Anyways, I'm just going to have fun tonight, and I hope that you're going to have fun too. Look, we have a roundhouse of experts in the house tonight to talk and teach about their areas of excellence. But first, I just want to do a really great big shout out. I know some of you are here. I know some are watching in other, YouTubes and these kind of things. I also know that you're going to be watching this on your own. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I want to thank you so much for showing up and spending your time with us today, this morning, this evening, this afternoon, as well as I want to thank the speakers. I want to thank all of the quote authors. There is 64 people that put their inspiration in this book so that when you open it up every Monday, and even more so, you are going to be so inspired. I want to talk a little bit about the planner and a little bit about the tracker before we get into things, but I have to make an extra special thank you to Dorothea and Angel for pulling this together. You guys know these kind of things don't happen with one, it happens with a team. This has been a very big project, lots and lots of work, lots and lots of research to make sure that the verbiage and everything that went into the book actually does what we said it would. And so it is with my great pleasure and thanks to thank all of you for coming. And I want to kind of get started and say a little bit about the planner and a little bit about the tracker. Now, here's the thing. We went to great lengths to make sure that these books were the most incredible. We're actually calling it the $1 Million Planner and the $1 Million Success Tracker. And I'm going to talk about this, and then we're going to get into the speaking. And I'm going to show you. Now, Angel has got the Angel has her hands on the actual planner. I've got my hands on the tracker, and I'm going to show you what they look like. And then she's actually going to show you the binding and all of that kind of stuff. So this is the tracker, and this is the same cover that's on the planner. And you have your choice of two, because when we did our market research, you guys wanted two. Really? Okay. And so here's the other one. It's got a little color, Sandy, I think Sandy, you picked this one. You like this one. I see her nodding her head. She's like, I'm so glad that you listened to me. All right. Okay. So I want to tell you why I created the tracker. I've had some success. If you don't know who I am, my name is Deborah Drummond, and I own DebDrummond.com. And I have a plethora of places that I play with entrepreneurs, because I've been one, and I was calculating today, I'm heading into my 31st year and have had 7 companies. I don't have 7 companies right now. I've had 7 companies in my 31 year of entrepreneurship. I truly, truly, truly love entrepreneurship. And I have an interesting dysfunctional functional relationship with the word gumption. That's awesome. Okay. So the tracker, the reason why I created the tracker was because in one of my companies, I've had exponential success. And it's the kind of company where a lot of people see you walking across the stage year after year after year after year after year. And I hit #1 in 10 countries of 150,000 people in acquisition. And so obviously people walk up to you afterwards and they're like, how do you do it? 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 And I don't know about you, and I don't know about your schedule, but I'm pretty open-hearted. And anyone that wants to know how I do it, I'm like, sure, I'll talk to you. Sure, I'll grab a call. Sure, I'll do this. But eventually I got to this place where I just couldn't fit people into my schedule anymore, and had a great conversation with Angel. And I'm like, what can we do? So what we did is we put it into a tracker, legitimately straight up. This tracker has a QR code with a video of me telling you everything I do. I mean, everything. I didn't keep anything aside. I got a very clear, what I call God job message 17 months ago, that it's time, and it's time to give it away. It's just time to give it away. And when I say give it away, this is like $33. Okay. I can tell you I made more than $33 off this system. It's a very easy system to follow. It is all about follow up. And I know that everyone out there that is self-funded knows that they need to follow up. It's not about doing follow up. It's about how you do the follow up. That made the difference between me being number 100 or 1,000 or what have you to being #1. I spent a lot of time, a lot of energy, and I'll just say a lot of resources testing the system to be true. And so in here is a beautiful follow-up system that takes you through exactly how many steps that you need to go through, what you need to say at each step, And honestly, it works. And here's the deal. You know me. You can contact me if you really have any questions. So this is a tracker that I made. Now, for me, I have a few different businesses. And for me, I love to have one for customers, one for people that want to join my organization, one for people that I'm doing work within books and what have you. So I have a different sales tracker, because here's the truth. One of the success techniques that I teach is about speed. And if I can just grab everybody from here and I have it in one book, then that saves me so much time, and it will you as well. So I could go on and on about this tracker. I have an intimate relationship with this tracker because I have an intimate relationship with the system. And so it is here, easy. You can grab it on my website, but it is the beautiful sister product to the planner. Now the planner, I could go on and on and on about. This one was really kind of my, I don't want to say it's my biggest gift, but it was really years of research and really curated the verbiage, because my study for 30 years has been top performance. And it's really interesting because I come predominantly from music to health and wellness background. And most people don't think of health and wellness and top performance. There's just a misstep there for a lot of people. Now, I ended up speaking and teaching a lot of people in my field, holistic practitioners. The course used to be marketing for holistic practitioners because we love to give it away because we're like super heart. It's on our sleeves, right? And so being able to combine the art of business and the art of holistic health is really interesting for people. And so that's what I did for a long time. And I really, really studied a lot around top performance. Again, it's not about doing the activity. It's about how you do the activity, what you say about the activity, the verbiage that you use with yourself. And so the tracker is built that way, but the planner is built that way. And let me tell you a little bit, like when we started to dig into it, me and Dorothea and Angel were digging into it. And it really hit me yesterday that I needed to really describe to people what this planner entails, because this is a planner for people that are really serious. This is a planner for people that are really serious about having efficiency, having better results in their business. So yes, it's an entrepreneur planner. People that are busy can buy the planner because it's very systemized, but it really is for people really serious about wanting to get organized. And if you see that I'm reading a little bit, because there's that much in it that I don't want to miss it, right? So people that understand, if you kind of do things without a system, then you tend to have that same result. This is a planner for people that don't want to be at the same place the next quarter, mid-year, and at the end of the year going, I didn't, and I don't even know how I didn't. Or I did, and I don't know how I did. What was it? So it's almost like a tracker within a system. So this one takes care of your personal and your business and your mindset. And it stops you from doing the same things that don't produce, and it encourages you to do the same things that do, right? This is for people that want to have a success rhythm. Again, I told you it was multiple years of research, testing, and tried. I've done it all myself. We've tweaked it this year to be incredible. It will literally save you hours of planning and researching. And honestly, for the cost that we've made this planner, it is less than one coaching session. And from a coach that's just broke the market, right? So it is less than that. So it's really the kind of planner that gives you a peace of mind. You know you're kind of being taken care of. It's being curated to make sure that you play in the top activity. That's a big deal. How the verbiage is worded, you're playing in your top activity. It takes you from a 5-year vision to a year vision, to half a year, to quarterly, to monthly, to weekly, to daily, in a goal setting formula that is smooth and easy. It also covers not just your business, but your finances, your health, your relationships, your family, and your personal activities, because one plays off the other. You can track all of your projects, your sales. If you're part of a sales team, it tracks your sales team, your personal prospects. It also tracks your self-care. It's got a social media tracking system. It's got, if you're doing things like podcasts or reading or other forms of marketing, it's got all of that tracking in there. And it will just guide you through so that you know what you need to do first, because you're going to know your top producing, top performance activities. The other cool thing is you don't have to remember anything I'm saying, because there is a QR code in the beginning with a video. And guess what? I walk you through exactly what I'm talking about. Right now, I'm telling you what it's got. In the video, I'm going to tell you how. to use it. That's where the money comes in. That's where the money comes in. So for the first time, many of you, if you've never worked rhythmically, you'll literally see your shifts happen before your eyes. Like you literally will feel different and you will feel like you have a sense of control. And in this scenario, that's a good thing. Maybe not other areas, but this is a really good thing to have control of. You'll, like I said, no longer be partway through your year and wonder how you got here or how you didn't achieve what it is that you wanted to achieve, because you'll be able to track and you will be able to correct yourself weekly. I say that it's kind of like the best personal development. You are going to see the best sides of yourself and where you need to help yourself personally, and then also in your business. It includes over 64 quotes that I was talking about earlier. So there is 64 inspired people that put quotes into here. And every Monday, you're going to hover over that quote and it is going to pop up on your phone in a beautiful, nice little memed box with their signature, and your social media will pop up on the bottom of your phone and you can send those quotes everywhere. And honestly, why wouldn't you? Right? There's one social media done for the day. Look, there's 64 beautiful quotes. You can easily do one every day and just rotate, right? We all know how many, what percentage of people on social media actually see it. You literally for your year have something to post every single day. And the beautiful thing is some people have embedded a video, and that video is super inspirational. And honestly, one person did it this year, and I am sure there'll be a slew of people that do it next year. One person is an incredible singer, and their quote is actually their song. And it is like, wow, right? So good. So there's lots of really great inspiration for you to have an experience. And of course I put it on Monday, because we all know Monday, it comes after Sunday fun day. Everyone's like, I don't have any room for meetings on a Monday, because Monday seems to be when the rest of the world wakes up. Okay. So you will have very cool social media messages. Monday, Moon Day. Thanks, Belle. That's awesome. Okay. This is going to drive that top priority for personal and business every day and every week, and it will leaving that information top of mind. So again, the verbiage has been curated that you're not even going to know you're doing top performance activities, because your brain's going to read the words and just automatically go there. Okay. The last thing I have to say for anyone who has a planner or has a tracker, there's going to be all sorts of beautiful gifts for you in our Facebook community at Mission Accepted all through the year. Okay. So I know I kind of really drove down what this planner has, because I want people to see value. I have personally paid $300 to $500 for these type of planners in the past. We didn't do that. We did what we could, give you as much value and as much as a financial digestible product to work with. So anyways, that is about the planner. And I want to get right into our speakers. So again, thank you, everybody. That's our planner. That's our tracker. I'll do some promo stuff at the end. Angel's kind of, there it is. And you know what? I've got this incredible list of these incredible speakers, and I've had a chance to really dig in with them in the last week or so and listen to their accolades. And isn't it interesting how when you know somebody and then you kind of read their bio and you're like, ooh, I didn't know that. Ooh, I didn't know that. So anyways, I'm very grateful to the speakers for saying yes. And our first speaker tonight is Melanie. So I know people have been calling her Mel, so I'll introduce her as Mel. And she is, and I love this because when I first heard it, I was like, it made sense, but I didn't know anyone had done that. And I was like, ooh, I was really intrigued, and I hope you are too. She is a profit optimization and automation expert. I was like, ooh, that sounds techie. It sounds sexy, and it sounds like something I need, but I don't know. I don't know what it is yet. Anyways, Melanie is from Boston, even though she travels all over the world and has helped many educational institutions like Harvard and Berklee College of Music and the Boston Conservatory. Melanie is a disruptor in the tech world, making herself available to entrepreneurs and small business as well, which is, we're so grateful. Thank you. Like I said, she enjoys traveling all over the world and training for running and triathlon competitions. And she has visited over 20 countries. Her topic is optimization of your castle, when to use a funnel and when to use a strainer. Isn't that awesome? Okay, I will let you take it away, Mel.
Thank you so much, Deb. So like Deb said, my name is Melanie. I don't have a huge amount of time today, so I'm just gonna start my timer. So is it okay if I don't go into my whole story and background and just give you who I am, what I do in one sentence? Is that okay? um,
Absolutely. And look at, I just forgot to say this. You guys really need to listen to her because every speaker is going to say something. And I'm going to ask you a question about that. And one person is going to win a over the top prize. So this is going to drive you in to listen. You're going to want to do that anyways, but I just wanted to say that. So if you're taking notes, there's a prize to be won. Okay, go ahead.
Thanks, Deb. So I help change makers save time, money, and energy by optimizing their business through automation. So anyone wants some more qualified leads in their business, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat if that's you. No one? No one? Oh, good. Now we're getting some numbers. How about increasing conversion? Anybody want to increase your conversion? Go ahead and put a 2 if that's you. Okay, good. So you're in the right place. I validated. We are going to talk about optimizing your castle. I got this from Miss Angel Tusty, who talks about Sales Castle all the time. Before I get into actually parting wisdom on you, I just want to say thanks to Deb and her team for putting together this amazing event. I don't know anybody else who would take releasing a planner and a tracker and turning it into an epic Friday night party. So amazing to you. What else would we do on a Friday than celebrate with Deb this epic release? I'm super excited that you invited me. So maybe some jazz hands for Deb and her team for all the hard work that they did. Awesome, awesome. And I also want to thank you guys for showing up because you could have just bought the planner and tracker and that would have supported Deb. But instead, you decided to go above and beyond and show up today, support Deb, support all the speakers. So, in appreciation, I am going to give you my top 3 optimization secrets so that you can have the keys to, you ready for it? Make your big, huge impact, leave that huge legacy that you're hoping to leave, but without sacrificing the life of your dreams, right? Because we don't want to sit behind a desk all day. That doesn't sound very fun to me. I don't know if it sounds fun to you. Does this sound good? Um, okay, why optimization? I believe that I was put on this planet to show people a better way, right? All of my traits and characteristics, all the careers I've had, the hobbies I've had, the life experiences, lessons, as well as triumphs, have led me to this moment right here. When I first started my business, I was told, quite literally, that I'd have to work 80 to 100 hours a week in order to be successful. And you know what I said? There is no way I am doing that. There has got to be a better way, right? I am meant to go against the grain, do things not like normal, because I was blessed with the gift of being an intuit empath. So, yes, I run a tech company, and yes, I offer normal tech services, but what sets me apart from the rest is that I can intuit the needs of my clients. So when they come to me with that ball of yarn that their kitten messed up, which is AKA their technology mess, I can fix it. I can intuit what they need. And when they're coming to me with their grandiose ideas and all the tech behind it, I can say, that is not going to get you what you desire. And we can put them on the most optimized path to their success. And isn't that what you do for your clients? Right? You share your genius, you part your wisdom onto your people so that you can show them a better way. Yeah? Go ahead and put a 3 in the chat if that is you. And I want you to just imagine with me for 1 second and close your eyes. Just 1 second. Close your eyes and imagine that you're parting your wisdom, your experience with your people, showing them a better way to achieve their results, their success. Now, are you seeing an intimate setting? You and just a couple other people that you're sharing this with? Or maybe you're in a classroom that's filled, so you have many more people in front of you that you're sharing this wisdom on. Or perhaps you're in a stadium filled with thousands of people and you're sharing your wisdom, changing the lives of thousands of people. Or maybe you are standing on a stage and you are sharing your wisdom with more people than you can even see. Okay, go ahead, open your eyes and tell me, with a 1, did you see more people than you're currently serving? Anyone? Go ahead and put a 2 in the chat if you saw way more people than you are currently serving. Because we know we dream, we imagine way bigger than reality, right? I see lots of 1s and 2s. So now I want to see a 3, if that scares you a little bit. Like, not serving, because we all know you want to serve as many people that need you. But do you think maybe you might have to work yourself to the bone if you're serving that many people? Well, I am here to tell you that you do not have to sacrifice your life to serve all of those people. Do you want to know the secrets to how to do it? All right, so like I said, I'm going to share my top 3 secrets with you. You've all heard of a marketing funnel, right? I don't need to explain it, but I'm going to, just in case you haven't, it's an upside down triangle, right? It's got a big, huge hole at the top and a little hole at the bottom. And everybody who comes in the top goes out the bottom, right? Yeah? No. Because wouldn't that be amazing? Everybody that goes in the top goes out the bottom. If your low ticket is on the top, your medium ticket is in the middle, and your high ticket is on the bottom, that means that everybody that comes in the funnel is eventually going to buy your high ticket item, right? Yeah, it doesn't quite work that way, but that's the theory. But you know, sometimes you take the dishes out of your dishwasher and they still have food on them. That's kind of what happens when the people go in the funnel. They like get stuck on the sides and they don't come out the bottom. So what do you think they're doing in there? All right, so if we go back to the castle analogy, I say they are in all the hidden passageways and the hidden rooms because they are still in your castle. There was no other holes, right? There's 2 holes to a funnel. So they're in there. They're definitely in there. But where are they? They're in these secret rooms, secret passages in your castle. Yes, exactly. Let's look for them. And let me tell you something that maybe nobody has ever told you. They are secretly haunting your castle, wreaking havoc on your business. Do you know how? They're decreasing your conversion rate. They're decreasing your email open rate. They're adding to your averages in the wrong direction, right? So you actually don't want them in there. And here's another hidden secret. Have you ever noticed that when there's negative energy in the room, that energy like impacts 10x the people as positive energy impacts? So that means these people that are secretly hiding out in your castle are infecting, like a pandemic, your good audience with their negative energy. We don't want that, right? We only want good people in our castle. So what's the difference between a strainer, which is also called a colander or a sieve, versus a funnel? It's not just the number of holes, but it's also the size, right? So at our drawbridge, we want to use a strainer. We want to say, here's my genius. Love me, work with me. This is everything I can do if you need me, right? So if they're saying, oh yeah, they're my people, I want to work with them, then you let them in the front door. If they're saying, I'm not quite sure you're my people, but you've told me enough that I'm intrigued, they too are your people. everybody else, all the naysayers, all the like, you're not smart enough, all that you missed a comma in your book, or you didn't use this, or your colors are not mine. Those people, we say, hey, there's some neighbors' castles down the road. You should try those out. So tip number 1 is we're going to use both. We're going to use a strainer when we want to keep people in the room, and a funnel when we want to keep people in the room, and we're going to use a strainer when we want to spread the wealth to other people. Okay, so then we have them in the castle. They're in the foyer, and we're mingling, and now we're going to invite them to the different rooms. So at first, we're going to have 2 rooms. One room we're going to call the mingle room, the let's get to know each other room. I can decide if you're my people, you can decide if I'm your people, right? This room is completely passive. It runs itself. It's totally evergreen. It has your low ticket offer and your medium ticket and your high ticket, but these do not take any of your time, none. They do not get access to you. They do not get access to your community. They get nothing. They get all the digital stuff, all the passive stuff, all the evergreen stuff. And what you're going to do, because you've done your market research and you know your ideal client through and through, you know what their ultimate goal is. And you know, because you've been there and done that, all the milestones they need to hit along the way to achieve that ultimate goal. So you know how to get rid of those early roadblocks. You know how to achieve those early successes. And you're going to make small little products that allow them to overcome those roadblocks, achieve those successes, and you're going to use the Pavlov's dog model. Every time they achieve success or tackle a roadblock, a little success bell is going to ring in their head, and they are going to attribute that to you. So they're going to be like, ding, 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 success. Oh, so-and-so made me successful. Yay. Then they're going to go on to the next thing. Ding, 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 success. Oh, so-and-so made me successful again. They're going to continue to attribute their success to you. So while this is happening, they are making small incremental successes. They are expediting their path to achieving that ultimate goal. They're giving all the credit to you, so they're becoming your biggest fan. They're cementing their loyalty to you, which means that they're probably recommending you to other people like them, which is closer to your ideal client than the people you've sent to the neighbors, right? And all this time, you're collecting metrics and data that you can use to automatically decide, are they my people? Because this is a two-way street here. We're deciding, are they my people, while they're deciding if we're their people. So when they get to the end, they've had all this success and they're at the end of the funnel, and you need to make a decision, where do they go to next? You can either invite them into your VIP funnel, which is, yes, you are my people. You're so amazing. I'm going to call you a VIP and put you over in the special VIP room where there's champagne and parties and all the glorious thing. That's where all my good people are. So you can meet them and you can meet me. So this is where your higher ticket offers are, your group coaching, your private coaching, your retreats, your boot camps, all the things that have your time involved. Or you can allow them access out the back door down the secret passage to the neighbor's house. Because you've decided, even though they had success, they're not my people, right? Because that happens. Or you might decide, I need a little bit more time to decide. You take them into another room, you have more incremental steps, still completely passive. So we have 3 benefits here. 1, you're making money throughout this whole process. 2, they are achieving success throughout this whole process, so win-win. And you're expediting their success, so win-win-win. And you haven't used any of your time. So you haven't wasted any time, you haven't expended any energy, and we've flipped the coin on money. We're now on the head side. You get to make money instead of wasting or spending money. getting more clients that are converting, right? So how is this possible? I'm going to say two words that might be scary. One is data, and the other is automation. But the good news is, again, it's all about time, money, and energy. It's all about saving time and energy and increasing the money you're making and decreasing the money you're wasting. So those are the huge benefits. Sound good? Is this helpful so far? Does it give you another perspective on business? Okay, so I'm excited because I recently launched this new course, and I'm calling it Optimize Your Success is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Do you want to know why I named it that? It's because 1, 2, 3 in numerology means that you're wasting some time. That you either need to get rid of something no longer serving you, you need to delegate, you need to outsource, you need to automate, so that your life can be as easy as 1, 2, 3. And so I thought, that's genius. I need to name my courses after that, because that's what I'm all about, is optimizing your time, money, and energy. So what I did was I created this course. I based it on my tenure at Harvard. So I was there for almost a decade. And while I was there, I became known as the girl who gets stuff done. And so I made this course less than 90 minutes. I chunked it into 5 to 15 minute increments, so not a huge time sink or suck. And I priced it $123 so that you continue to optimize your life. Yeah, awesome. So what's in this course is 2 templates that I created while I was at Harvard University. These are the same exact templates that I use there. And it helped me get intimate with the details of my goals to make sure that I knew what I was trying to achieve and knew how to achieve it. It got everybody on the same page, and it allowed me to make data-informed decisions rather than using the famous guessing and hoping strategy. Spoiler alert, that doesn't work. That strategy is terrible. So in this course, you're going to learn exactly what data to capture, how to read it, and how to make data-informed decisions. We give you the templates, we give you the strategy. When I was at Harvard, this helped me achieve all of my goals. It helped me have success with all of my product launches, with building 30 plus member teams, with creating amazing partnerships. So if you want to ensure your success each and every time, then I suggest you join me in this masterclass, which I'm super excited about, but I'm also biased, just gonna say. And Deb mentioned that for a lucky winner, Angel Tussie and I actually created this new community that we're calling the 2 Comma community. We give daily business and manifestation tasks. We hold you accountable. We have a community. We have daily tracking. You all know we go further together, right? But we're going to go further together, creating, automating, launching, and monetizing your abundance. That's what the acronym stands for. And one lucky winner will gain VIP access to a $1 million initiative that we're doing that's all centered around the greatest manifestation day in a century, which is happening in less than a month. So was this helpful?
Awesome. Thank you so much, Melanie. So I know there's one person that's going to be winning that package, and that is the VIP access. But also we have a free gift for everybody. When you were talking about that optimization of your business is as easy as 1, 2, 3. If you put your email in the chat and just put Mel, she'll be able to connect with you. Everyone gets that free. But the one person who puts in the chat the answer to this question is going to get that $1,500 VIP access to what Mel is doing with Angel. And the answer that you need to say is, what is it that Mel is focused on optimizing? It's a word that she learned from Angel, and it starts with C. All right, so I'm going to just let people put their words in there and have it going. And yay, a big virtual thank you. Hand clap to Mel. Thank you so much. I learned a lot. I loved just when you said the word technology mess, because sometimes having someone under your arms that can help you work out just understanding technology is so important. So thank you for going for that. And we are going to go straight into to our next speaker, Katie Nelson. Katie Nelson. I knew I was going to do that. I was like, Katie Nelson. So Katie is going to be speaking to us on taking the emotion out of the sales process so you can get to the good stuff. This woman's incredible. I'm so pleased to welcome her to be a speaker today. She is known as the sales catalyst, and sales is her love language. I love that. When I read that, I was like, oh, I love that. I'm glad there's another sales language anyways. So love language. Her favorite sport is the Olympics and has been known to bring in a TV to the office for 2 weeks, every 2 years, to watch the Olympics. She has been married for almost 20 years, and she would tell you the secret to a happy marriage are pets. Awesome. So Katie, please come to the stage and share with us how to take this emotion out of the sales process.
Thank you so much, Ms. Deb Drummond. I appreciate you. Mel, that was amazing. I want to say thank you to Deb and her team. Dorothea, you're also the bomb, just for even being able to put this together, right? Sales trackers, sales planners, my love language, like, give it to me, girl. Can't get enough of it, especially when you're talking about someone who has had so much success and been a student of sales and selling for, what did you say? You've been in 7 different businesses over the past 31 years. That's a lot of selling. So thank you for deciding to put it all together so that people could see some success of their own. So as Deb said, my name is Katie Nelson. I'm the CEO of a company called Sales Uprising. I haven't owned 7 businesses. I've only owned 3. Sales Uprising is my 3rd, and I just had my 6th anniversary, made my first acquisition, and am on my way to having my 2nd 7-figure business. So sales is my love language because of a couple of things. It has brought me some of the most amazing relationships I've ever had in my life. The best friend who I'm going to see tomorrow, for those of you who don't know, the 23rd, which is on Sunday, is my birthday. And so tomorrow night, my best friend Heather is putting together dinner for me. And I met Heather because she was a client. So you have the ability to find all sorts of amazing relationships through sales. And the emotions of being happy and excited and all of your good emotions are completely appropriate in your sales process. So let's just leave that there. We don't want to get rid of any of those. Thank you, Zandra. I know you're saying happy birthday to me. Hopefully you're singing in your head. It is the emotions of things like fear. So let me ask you, here you go. If you guys have ever felt fear when selling before, if you could choose to be brave and just put a 1 in the comments. If you've ever wondered if the people are going to hear you right, if they're going to say yes to you, if you've ever allowed all of the noise of fear in any way, really, for your business, get in the way of your selling, that's what I want to know. Oh, I see someone's, yeah, right? Sometimes it even happens to me. And I'm going to give you the tip that I use with myself that makes that go away almost instantaneously. The reason why there's no place for fear in sales is because sales is the end of the relationship. So think about what Mel just said. Okay, if you guys were listening to her about all of her, if you weren't too afraid of the data and automation portions, which I get, I love the data part. Automation, I don't get it. It's why I hire people like Melanie McSally. I highly recommend it. So go talk to her. And who doesn't want to do that? But that's all on your getting to know you side, right? This has to do with your marketing funnel. For those of you who are in a consultative business where you have large offerings, right? If you have hefty offers that you make, the conversion rate, ooh, Melanie, write this down. I would love data on knowing whether or not, $50,000 deals get converted automatically versus through personal conversation. And then I will buy you a bottle of wine as we discuss that. Let me know if that's a deal. So for those of us who are speakers, consultants, coaches, if we're in any consultative business, maybe we're a quiz queen, for example, right? We're having a lot of conversations. And sometimes what that means to us is that we're creating a relationship. So if that person says no to us, they've rejected us. Does that feel about right? Somebody says no, it automatically means rejection. I'm not for them. They don't like me. My breath smells like garlic. Why didn't they let me know? Maybe I have broccoli in my teeth. There is something that is not right about me and what I do and my place in this world and my expertise that this person who I happen to know is an ideal client doesn't want to work with me. Do we think that's true? The answer is it's not true. And here's why. I'll tell a story that I told this past weekend when I was speaking to 45 CEOs. I had a woman who I'd worked with for years, and she would always tag me in everything. This woman eats raw food. She is into health and wellness like nobody's business. She can whip you up a green juice with no time, like in no time. She will tell you how she beat lymphoma through non-Western medicines twice, right? And everything to do with being a Jewish grandma and how cancer wasn't going to take her from her grandbabies. All right. She put my name on everything. And one day I had to say to her, no, girl, I love you, but why are you doing that? I'm happy to support you. I will send people to your workshops. I believe in what you're doing, but you don't really want to attach me to your brand. And she said, Katie, why not? And I said, oh my gosh, girl, your life is beautiful. Health and wellness is currently not a priority for me. These people might see me maybe smoking a cigarette on the corner, or doing a shot at a bar. This is not going to bode well for you and what you're trying to do. It's not going to get the people in your funnel to believe you. And she said to me, you know what, Katie, you're right. Why aren't you a client of mine? You're perfect. You're the perfect person to be a client for me. In that moment, I felt like a failure as a business coach until we had a deeper conversation about it. With that being said, I was flabbergasted. And when I had to tell her, I'm not an ideal client for you, I know in that moment that she absolutely felt rejected until I walked her through it. What she didn't hear me say is that right now, health and wellness is not my priority. That one thing and that one thing alone, which has absolutely nothing to do with the amazingness of her. Because ladies and gents, if y'all need a health and wellness person, call me. Her name is Elaine Gibson. Look her up. Renewed Living. She's fabulous. It just wasn't a priority for me. And when it becomes a priority for me, Elaine and I will have that conversation, right? But that didn't have to do with Elaine. She's amazing. It had everything to do with me. When people tell you no, it has to do with them. Selling is not about you. And I know we never like to hear that because we live in our whole world and our whole world is very specifically about us. Guess what gets to be about us? Our branding gets to be about us. It gets to be about our company. It gets to be about us as individuals, our missions, our visions, our values, the things we hold dear. Every marketing campaign that we put forward is about you. Hopefully you're talking to your ideal client, but it's through your words and how you think that they like to hear things that you're talking to them. Sales, not about you. It is, and I don't know how to be any clearer. I really don't. Sales is literally about taking your ego out of the equation, 100% knowing that you can deliver, like whatever your amazingness is. I know that every single one of you here can deliver on your amazingness. Absolutely. But it is not about you in that moment. They need to believe that they need you and then say yes. So there's no room for fear. There's no room for scared. It's the number one thing I wish I could pluck out of you just for a hot minute. Absolutely, Susan Kirby. You're funny. But that's the thing. I want that. Absolutely. Right. But at the end of the day, it's still not about you. It's about me. I say, I want that. You guys will hopefully get to hear from Susan a little bit later. She's amazing. So, confusion, also not a place, in your sales cycle. when you are starting your conversations, whether it's in your automation or if it's in person, you better be very, very clear about who you are, what you do, and how you serve your people. How you serve your people isn't going to be the conversation you have with them. Like Deb said earlier, I love this. She said, look, you guys, I'm telling you what's in this planner. I'm not telling you how. You can get the how later. Like you can watch the video. It'll be great. So you're not going to give the people the how. That's just a place where people get stuck. But don't be confused on how you work with them. You need to know. They don't need to know all the little details, but you better come in super clear. As soon as you, as the salesperson, as the expert of this thing that you're representing, get confused, they are immediately confused. It's just like our BS detectors as humans. Ever been watching somebody on a stage and you get this feeling like they're full of hooey, right? We've all had it. We've all been like, oh, I don't think they really know. It's one of those things. Amazing. Humans have amazing BS detectors. And so as soon as you get confused, all their intuition is going to tell them is you're full of BS. Even though you're not full of BS. You're just confused. It looks the same way to a gut. Okay. Oh, look, Mel, I forgot to do my time. I was so excited to talk to everybody. So Angel, you'll yell at me if I go over too much. The other thing that I want to tell you is that Melanie is right. Please listen to her. Please remember why you're on this call today. You are here to be able to track your sales data. That's what it's all about. That's what we're here for tonight. A sales tracker and a sales planner, people. I can't say it clearer. Was that me? There we go. Data is where it's at. And in the beginning, especially if you're afraid, you don't have enough data. It's what keeps you from winning. One deal saying yes does not mean that's going to convert to all deals saying yes. You actually need to know why. You need to pay attention to what you said. All of the specifics. Deb talked about it very specifically. There's a language that you speak to yourself regarding what it looks like through your sales process that lets you know how to win more in your selling. It's all data. There's no place in her tracker that says, I felt really good today. Everybody said yes. Or, today, my heart was filled with joy, or I was super scared today. But I bet if you actually put that on the side, especially for those of you who are just starting to do anything like tracking, I've been in sales my whole life, you guys, since I was 15 and a half, and I'm turning 47 on Sunday. My whole life has been in sales. And if I had paid attention to how I was feeling before I sold something earlier in my career, I would have known how to figure that out. Right? If I'm having a bad day, is it a good idea that I get on the phone and make a really serious sales call? Probably not. So let me go ahead and plan for that. The planner is going to help you greatly with that. If you're not in the right mindset, if you're angry, don't try to sell something. Nobody likes an angry salesperson. The angry salesperson is the used car salesman, right? He's like, no, this is really the best deal we got. Like, why aren't you buying stuff? Look, don't you know what we do here? Like that horrible, like that angry guy. Nobody wants that, or gal. Set yourself up for success. Anger is the third emotion that has no place in your sales process. It typically comes right when you really want to say, well, why not? What didn't I give you? How come you don't know that I'm amazing? That I can really help you? I can make a difference for you. Can't you see it? Why can't you see it? And you may never say it, but you know there's that little minion in your brain, your little itty bitty committee that is angry, and they're super noisy. I would challenge you to say, when you start to feel fear, you will never feel confused. You will, even if it is new, you will take a look and make sure you are very clear before you go into sales, your sales conversations, right? What would make you say yes today? I love that, right? Reframe it. And here's the thing. If you think, who here, oh, look, and this is a sign. Oh, some of you are off camera. So for those of you who aren't on camera, go ahead and put a 1 if this is you. For those of you that are just hanging out with me, raise your hand if you feel like sales is pushy. Oh, you guys, I do hope that what you're saying is that when people sell to you, you feel like it's pushy. I bet for the people, there you go. That's a different thing. If you feel like people are pushing up on you in their sales process, then they need to get some sales skill set training. That's all that is. It should never be pushy. And if it is, as a buyer, you should feel very comfortable saying, you know what? I feel like this conversation's a little pushy. I'm still interested in your services, but can you back it up a little bit so we can have a conversation? You have the right to do that as the buyer. Not only that, but if you ever see me on the street and I'm trying to sell you something, please tell me so that I can understand you better, because it's not about me. It's about you. So when somebody starts to make you feel pushy, it just means they're not paying attention to you. It's super easy for humans to do simple things like mirror each other. Have you ever noticed, right? You're in an elevator, whatever the person in the elevator next to you is doing, you end up doing. It's kind of crazy. You're having a conversation at a coffee club. Somebody crosses their arms. You're interested in the conversation. You cross your arms. We're pack animals, right? This is what we do. I hear you. I'm mirroring what you do because I see who you are. I want you to hear what I'm saying. I'm interested. I have authentic curiosity about you. Okay. So 3 emotions: no fear, no confusion, no anger. Simple as that. When you start to feel fear, I'm going to borrow a sentence from an amazing woman I know who talks about vision. My friend Carrie talks about vision, and she preaches vision like nobody's business. And what she would tell you is that the reason why she's so successful in her life is because she had a vision that was bigger than anything, right? The reason why she went to work, she happened to work in a direct sales company early in her career, and how she got to her success to be able to do the things she wanted to do, even when she could be spending more time with the kids or whatever that is because her vision was bigger than all of that. It's the same thing with sales. I'm going to have you in your moments of fear, think about whether or not the person in front of you would actually be served if you didn't have fear. At the end of the day, for me, I can't listen to my potential clients' fear. I certainly can't give them mine. It's literally my job to help lift them up and out of that so that they can continue to go be their best things. Because I know that my purpose on this planet is to have stronger small businesses, period. That's it. And there are a lot of scary things that small business owners have to face every day. So they certainly don't need my fear. And if I allowed it to get in my way, I couldn't serve as many people as I do. You can't either. So if you're going to come to me and say, Katie, just like Melanie said, yes, I'm 100% about service. I know what I've been put on this planet to do, and I am here to serve. Are you? Or do you allow your fear, confusion, and anger to get in your way when you're selling? So I'm pretty sure that
I'm pretty sure you're wrapping up now.
Yep, I'm pretty sure I'm right at my end. So
Pretty
I'm
sure
going to tell you.
wrapped up.
I'm going to tell you guys, there'll be one winner, as Deb's giving you the rules. And what I'm going to give you is the 7 stumbling blocks to 6 figures. It is an amazing white paper on what it is about the majority of us that gets in our way and how we can get it out of our way and continue to be as successful as we want. So that Deb will let me know who wins. I'm looking forward to it. And we'll probably have a really good conversation about it afterwards. Thank you so much for your time today. I hope that this served you.
Awesome, Katie. Thank you so much. Now that gift that you're giving, because we have 2. So that one is your free gift that if everyone puts in the chat, Katie, just put her name and you will get that for free. But the one thing that she is offering, and I got to tell you, we talk regularly, and every time I get off the phone with her, she is laser focused. I told her yesterday, I'm like, hey, I just got this offer from this. She's like, da, 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 da. Make sure this, and this. And I was like, I didn't even get out that I got an offer from she's like, you make sure. She's so clear. I love it. And I love people that want to rise people to that 7 figure, because so many people get stuck at 6. Anyways, the one gift that she is giving away that is worth $500 is a private top performance sales assessment. It's good to know what you're doing if it ain't working. And so the first person to put in any one of the 3 areas that have nothing to do with your sales funnel, she will contact you, and that will be the person that wins that. So thank you very much. Sorry for cutting in there a little bit, but you know, it's 20 minutes-ish, 20 minutes-ish. And we are going to lead right into the queen of TV. If you have not heard about Zondra Evans, then you are in for a real treat. So Zondra Evans is the founder and CEO of Zondra TV Network. She is also the executive producer of many shows that are found in the Dallas-based network area. Zondra TV is a multiple international award-winning TV network with a global reach of, yes, people, 350 million viewers and users. She is on a personal crusade to level the playing field for entrepreneurs by providing global digital marketing and advertising on Roku, Amazon, Apple, and Hulu. Her network is the first to develop a TV media incubator academy where she teaches business owners like you and me that may not know a whole lot about what she's talking about, but I'll tell you, that want to become a TV producer and monetize the content. The opportunity that this world has for us right now is incredible. She also loves being a grandmother as long as they don't call her Meemaw at the mall. And yes, she loves blue roses. So please, Zondra, tell us why streaming matters.
Thank you so much, Deb. Thank you, Dorothy. Thea, you've really put on a good program tonight. Thank you for allowing me to be on the stage. Again, my name is Zondra Evans, and I am the founder and CEO of Zondra TV Network. And it is in Dallas, Texas, but it's a global business. So we might be headquartered in Dallas, but we reach the world. And in my bio, I know the world. And in my bio, it talks about that I'm on a personal crusade, and I am on a personal crusade, actually, to level the playing field for small business entrepreneurs like me, like you, so that you can be heard, grow. Now, here's the thing, you know, and here's my funny story. I grew up that I would have to get up from my sofa and go and turn the channel if I wanted to see something different. So that tells you I'm a baby boomer, but I just happen to have just enough millennial tendencies to actually build a streaming TV network. That's my background. So when I was presented with this opportunity, I was like, wow, what can I do with this? And I've always been a small business advocate. So I, figured out, what am I gonna do? And so I had a couple of shows, and those couple of shows ended up, getting, picked up on Comcast Cable, and then Biz TV out of Arlington, Texas, and just on and on and on. But at the end of the day, here's what I came to tell you all tonight. You need to know that there is a lot of white noise on social media. Now, I'm not against social media. I'm just saying it's a lot of white noise. And I tell you what, the pandemic probably didn't help that either. There is a ton of people on social media. In fact, if you took 2.2 billion, users on Facebook, we all probably have an average of about 155 friends. The algorithms change on a regular basis. And if you didn't know, you don't own your content on social media, they do. And at any time they want to shut you down, they can. Now, I'm not against social media, and I think you need it. I have it and I use it. Now, when I first started, I really thought I didn't need social media. That was 7 years ago. My kids were telling me, they're millennials, hey, you know what? You need to be on social media. You got to be on Facebook. You got to be on this. And I was like, no, I don't. My name is Zondra, so I don't really need to be on there. Well, about 6 months later, I figured I don't a soul know me. I better get on every social media I can. So yes, I am on social media, but streaming TV is a game changer right now. And it's a game changer for us as small business entrepreneurs. And that's one of the main messages. Like, you gotta make sure that you are actually creating a very solid digital footprint for yourself. Everybody goes to Google. Do y'all know how many Google searches are performed every day? Like 8 billion. So are you in that 8 billion search? Probably not. I tell everybody, when you get off here tonight, go put your name in. If you're not, totally captivating Google with the first 3 to 4 pages, you have a problem. And so you got to fix that problem. You've got to solidify your digital landscape and your digital footprint. So when I talk about TV, there's some myths that I have to kind of, I have to work through because, and I got a nice little list here, so I'm gonna go through some of the lists. A lot of times people will say, oh my God, I don't want to be on TV because it's gonna make me look, bigger. Okay, let me just tell you now, if you're gonna be on TV, you're probably gonna look 7 or 8 pounds heavier. So get over yourself and realize that you've got a global message you want to put out. Exposure, the thing about, any kind of marketing, it's always been exposure. I don't know when we thought it was conversion. I don't care if you run an ad on any of the social platforms, you usually come back with a big goose egg. Now you got to get a lot of views, but you may not really get a lot of conversion. So this is all about exposure marketing. I'll tell you, this ain't no get rich quick scheme, but I can tell you this, it is a way to generate another stream of revenue. I think as small business entrepreneurs, we wait until we try to get everything lined up perfectly. There is no such thing as lining up everything perfectly before we take advantage of various different platforms. Or we'll say, oh, my business is not at that level that I should be on TV. Every last one of y'all need to be on TV. You've got to know that this is the wave of the future. This is how people are ingesting information. So what are you going to do? Now, here's another thing. When you think about digital marketing, right? It's really not an option, it's actually a requirement. At the end of the day, you've got to be in a place where millennials, Xers, Ysers, any gens are actually ingesting information. People are ingesting information on streaming TV. If I were to ask y'all, how many of you have at least a Roku, Amazon, or Apple device in your home? Raise your hand. Everybody's hand's gonna be raised. If you look at regular linear TV, which is what I grew up on, and many of you may have grew up on that as well, linear TV is just about dead. Nobody's doing that anymore. Nobody has actually got a DVR, a VCR, that's what it's called, a VCR in their home to watch, to record a show because you want to be in happy hour at the same time. It just don't work like that. People want to watch on demand when they get ready. And that's the beauty of streaming. I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs and they are like, oh, I never thought I could have a commercial on TV. Why can't you? I believe that you should have a commercial on TV. This is the time that you can get into commercial advertisement and advertise about your business. And what about Hulu? Wouldn't it be wonderful to have a commercial on Hulu by demographics? Now, listen, that to me is exciting. All of these things actually help to digitize your footprint. You need a digital footprint. Here's some other things I think you need to think about. It is okay all day long if you do this and you do your videos, that's beautiful. Nothing wrong with it. You need a mix of that, but you also have to have professional video. Now, why do I say that? Because you want to be able to actually, transcribe that video and help to solidify your digital footprint. Everything is digital. So you got to start thinking with a digital mindset on how you're actually going to grow your business in 2023 and beyond. People need to know that they can see you, they can find you. Guess what is happening now in streaming TV? Everybody's putting a QR code on your commercial that will take you directly into your funnel. So those funnels that Melanie was talking about earlier, you can actually have a QR code that will take people to your funnel that they can sit here in their house on TV, lay in their bed, use their phone, and actually go into your funnel in the comforts of their own home. You've got to be able to play differentially in this space. This is critically important to the success of your business. And y'all probably have seen videos of me talking about if you don't have a digital component to your business, you are slowly going out of business. And that's really the truth. You absolutely have to have that. Now, I think a lot of people think, well, how can I do this? Or where can I do this? The beautiful thing is that you could do it anywhere, anytime. You don't have to physically be in Dallas. Just because we have a studio in Dallas, that's great. Now, do a lot of people fly in for interviews into Dallas because they want the whole studio experience? Yes, they do. But you don't have to do it that way. You could do it in the comforts of your own home. We're going to give you some coaching. But yeah, you could be interviewed in the comforts of your own home and be on TV for a full year with a nice sizzle reel that has lower thirds, which is your information about how people can contact you. You could use it in your speaker profile, right? You could use it in your bio. You've got to think about, how am I going to play differentially? Okay, we talked about commercials. We talked about an interview on TV. But what about literally being able to do your video pitch on TV and have it streamed on multiple Roku, Apple, and Amazon channels? Well, guess what? We have a new offering that's called Biztisement. It's a video directory, and that video directory, you can record it in your own home. We're going to teach you how to really use your phone effectively to record your video elevator pitch. Think about that. Your elevator pitch could be on TV, and that elevator pitch is going to have your call to action in a QR code. Where could you do that for $39.99 a month? $39? Are y'all telling me that you're not willing to get in this digital game for $39? So that's another way to be able to play differentially, right? But one of our biggest plays is the TV Media Incubator Academy. We have figured out the formula for success when it comes to becoming a TV producer. Now, many of you don't wake up every day going, you know what, I want to be a TV producer. I mean, that's not just what we wake up saying, right? And I probably would have never been in TV had I not accepted my blue rose moment, right? I love blue roses. Blue roses do exist, you all, but we've got conditioned to believe in only red, yellow, and white roses. But blue roses really do exist. And I believe that blue rose moments are those unconventional opportunities that come your way. The thing that is not customary, nobody else is doing it. So when I was presented with TV, I could have said, I don't know anybody doing that. I'm not going to do it. But I was courageously intentional enough to say yes to the opportunity. And today we have over 45 producers on our network that produce on a regular basis. And we've taught them how to include TV producer as a part of their core business. Now, some people come into it and that's their core business, but a lot of people already have something. You're a coach, you're a speaker, you're a consultant. You could be any of those things, but you also could be really a global mogul and become a TV producer. Now, the TV Media Academy is a learning institution. I always tell people, I am not in entertainment, I'm in edutainment. I believe in really educating people about digital streaming and why it is important for your business. I don't care what business you're in, you should be on TV. You either got to get an interview, you need a Biztisement for your video directory, you need to become a producer, or you need a commercial that's playing on a regular basis. There's a man here. Okay, so let me talk to you about the Academy. The Academy is a year long. It's a year-long commitment. We meet once a month. It's virtual. You're able to learn all of the ins and outs of TV production, including being able to design your own TV set so that when you have your shows, it's your look and feel. But we teach you how to look at depth. We teach you how to look at a room and really, really decorate that room to highlight what you're trying to get across to your audience. So it's a 12-month program, but here's the beautiful thing. By month 4 or 5, you're already in the studio recording your shows. Can you believe that? And you do it in batch processing. So in 2 days, you record your entire season. Pretty awesome. So then you leave your content with us and we create magic for you. And you go back and keep doing what you're doing. But I believe that being a TV producer creates a little bit of gravitas for you, right? Not everybody can be on, YouTube, but not everybody is actually on TV. I'm talking about where you can download a channel and actually see you on TV. So in summary, I don't need to take the whole 20 minutes. At the end of the day, I don't think you have an option not to be in streaming TV. And why do I say that? I say that because everybody is ingesting information through streaming technology. Everybody has a device in their home. Anytime you could pull a TV out of a package brand new and it's already preloaded with streaming, you got to know that that's how people are buying. That's how people are seen. And so you've got to be heard, be seen, and grow. Now, I'm going to remind you again, if anybody tells you that there's any other way to get into streaming TV than these 4 ways, they are not telling you the truth. The first way is that you could be interviewed on TV. The second way is that you could have a commercial on TV. The third way is that you could have a biztisement, your own video elevator pitch, because I believe your passion comes through better from you than from anybody else. And then the fourth way is that you might want to be courageously intentional and access your Blue Rose moment and decide that I want to be a TV producer, produce my own content and distribute it, not just locally, not just nationally, but globally, all across the country. And so I am Zandra Evans. I appreciate your time. I'm gonna drop a link that if you would like to learn more about streaming, I do a free informational once a month, the first Wednesday of every month at 6:00 p.m. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. You're more than welcome to join me where you could ask some really deep questions about streaming. I feel like I'm the streaming expert. I've been doing this for 7 years. And I could tell y'all, when I first started and I'd get on a Zoom like this and I would go, everybody's gonna be watching on their TV on their phones. And they would smile at me, but in their eyes, they were saying, girl, if you don't go get you a job, because nobody's gonna be watching TV on their phone, but today they are. And so some of those same people are knocking at my door now to say, I need to get into streaming TV. So I'll drop that link in there so that you could get more information, become knowledgeable about it. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have a digital strategy to your business, you're slowly going out of business. Again, my name is Zandra Evans, CEO and founder of Zandra TV Network in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, thank you, my dear. That was awesome. Thank you. Thank you. And she was on time, remaining speakers. No kidding. I'm just kidding. So the one thing that I love about Zandra is that she is so patient in you capturing this information. I mean, this is for some people very first time information. And for some people, they just eat this up. And this is just like when you say your TV comes in and it's already loaded, right? So thank you for highlighting the option. And thank you for being patient and being able to teach people. I would absolutely be grabbing that info session. That is for everybody, but there is one special gift because I know that you guys were listening. Oh, I felt like Carol Burnett. Okay, just there you go. There's a date. Millennials, some chick. She was kind of funny. Okay, so one person is going to win a free video directory. This is $750. This is the prize winner. Who is the first person to put in how many searches are on Google? How many searches? There was a pretty big number. And if you are the first person there, she is going to be looking and she will find that and Zandra will contact you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Zandra. Now we are going to listen to someone else talk about something that is very interesting. Like the one thing that I love about studying top performance and being with people that study top performance or do things, and I don't even want to say out of the box, I just want to say an extension of, it is learning the new ways of doing business or new ways of thinking of marketing. And this woman I met when Angel did her marketing program that went down to Orlando there. And I was like, this is very interesting. And I've gotten to know her. And the more I've gotten to know her, it finally clicked for me. I was like, oh my God. She came on the podcast. I was like, oh my God. It finally hit. This is absolutely incredible. Anyways, I want you to meet Catherine O'Leary. And yes, she's Irish. And yes, we're going to drink a lot together next time we see each other. But let me tell you about Catherine. So Catherine is from a small town in Ontario. She's a Canadian girl. She's got a master's in economics. She has over 2 decades working with Fortune 100 companies like Apple and Pepsi. She is internationally known as the quiz queen. And she is going to share with us some innovative marketing skills and techniques through quiz strategy. So go ahead, Catherine, take us away.
Oh, thank you, Deb, and thank you for having me on. I'm so happy to be supporting the planner and the tracker, because I am, as an economist, I'm a data geek, and I know that your numbers matter. And if you track it, you can see what's going on, and you can improve. And I'm just wondering, for those of you that do track your numbers, how many here would like to triple the numbers that are at the top of that funnel that Melanie talked about, that leads, that triple that? And how many people would like to actually double the number that go down into the small end, where they get the high end money? Yeah, that's what quizzes can do for you. So if you think about the top of your funnel, and almost think about your Facebook, your Instagrams, your speak to sell, your networking, all those as little bubbles, if you will. So those are all your marketing strategies, and they're all feeding into your funnel at the top end. And as Melanie was saying, the funnel can be very wide at that top end. You kind of got to get it narrow and narrower to find your best people. But what a quiz can do, and what quizzes are really helpful with, is actually just attracting those people that are your best clients, so that you're not having to go through the sieve process quite as much, and you're not trying to vet people. And I know that when I first started as an entrepreneur, I spent way too much time on one-on-one calls, on Facebook ads, on posts, and so on, attracting not the best people for the offer, and trying to convince them that that what I had was, worth it for them, even though it really wasn't, because they weren't the right people, right? So what a quiz does is actually asks the questions of your target audience. That's that one problem. What's that one thing that's keeping them up at night, right? What's that one thing that's keeping them up at night that you can help them solve because you've built an offer for it, right? So if you put it in that context, you're going to only attract your best clients. So I want to thank everyone for being here and taking the time to learn some more innovation around the marketing space, and become a top performer with Deb and the tracker and the planner. And I'm going to share with you what I can in time that we have left. And what I really want to talk about is, like, how do you start? How do you kickstart that conversation? How do you get to that point where you're asking those questions and starting that conversation, before you get to the sales page? I always thought that when I started from that marketing space and that Facebook ad, or that conversation and networking group, and went straight into a sales page, I felt kind of like I was proposing marriage on the first date. It didn't always go very well, if ever. In fact, it never went well. It never went well. Don't do it. It doesn't go well. So what you want to do is you want to introduce a conversation. And the best way that I know how to do that, given my experience in corporate, is through questions and answers. Because what you're going to do is you're going to attract the best and release the rest, because there's somebody else's best, which is brilliant. I love it when people don't take or finish my quiz, because that means that they're not my people, and that's great. That's fine. There's somebody else's best, but they're not mine. So I want to focus on the people that are best suited for building quizzes for their business. So attracting the best through that question, through that problem solve, through that problem that's keeping them up at night. And then what you want to do in the next step is really take them through that journey, that when you sit down with somebody and have a conversation, a coffee conversation, and they have a problem, you probably ask, a couple of questions before you go straight into solution mode, right? So where are you now? What, like if you are, if you're a business coach and your best clients are people that are, or entrepreneurs that are going from 6 to 7 figures. And that's your question, what's the number one hurdle stopping you from going to 6 to 7 figures? Because as a business coach, your target audience, that's what's keeping them up at night. Then take them through a couple of questions like, where are you now? What business are you in? What industry? What systems do you have in place? Who's your team? Or not who, but like how many people do you have in your team? What are your challenges, and what do you want to be, going towards? What are your goals? That helps them think through the problem. It helps you develop a know, like, and trust factor with them in the way that you frame the question, but also in the way that you frame the answers, because the way that you frame the answers might make them think just a little differently about the question. So now you're actually building rapport and you're building experience or expertise with them. And then you follow up with what you promised, which was an answer to this problem that they're having and losing. Right. So you give them a couple of insights. You don't give away everything because it's still a lead magnet, but you give them enough to know that, okay, the 60 seconds that you spent with us, you actually are walking away with some degree of an answer to your problem. And cherry on top, then you invite them to continue the conversation, right? That's when you invite them to the webinar. That's when you invite them to the sales page, the one-on-one call. And especially if you're doing a one-on-one call, now you've got all this data and all this information that you've collected that can help you with that one-on-one call. So you might be, 5 or 10 minutes ahead of the game when you actually get them on the phone, because you've asked them a bunch of questions already that you wanted to get their information on, right? So the three steps, if you will, in a quiz is that problem to solve, the customer journey that takes them through and gets them comfortable with you and with the conversation that they're having with you, so that you can give them the insights and you're meeting them where they're at, right? So a business coach, for example, their offer might cover several things. It might cover, say, mindset, time, delegation, as well as systems, right? These all can be hurdles to actually going from 6 to 7 figures, right? Everything is covered in your offer, but people have different priorities. So by going through the quiz and identifying where they're struggling the most, you can actually customize the insights and the communications after the fact to talk to the mindset people about why they need to get their mindset straight and why mindset might actually be stopping them from hitting that 7 figures. And by the way, here's our offer, here's our course that talks about mindset, right? You talk to the time management people about time management, and you talk to the systems people about the systems. They all get all three, right? But they have different priorities, and you're meeting them where they're at. So you're meeting them in their, not only with the big problem that they have to solve, but within that problem, you're actually meeting with the priority of the hurdle that they really need to get into. So that's kind of the format, if you will, of a quiz. And I go through a little bit of this with the gift that I'm able to give you guys today. But one of the things that I love about quizzes as well is not only does it start a conversation, the conversation lives in your own house, in the sense that it doesn't live on social media and it doesn't live somewhere where somebody can pull it down on you. So it lives apart. So the program is actually elsewhere. So you can have links in your Facebook or your Instagram or your LinkedIn, in your email list. You can drop a link in a conversation networking or speak to sell. That same link can live everywhere and can actually go to the quiz, and they can start the conversation over here. And that allows you actually to talk about some of the topics that some of the platforms actually don't let you talk about. So you can get, you can still answer the question, the problem to solve, or the problem that's keeping them up at night, and you can do it over in a space that allows you actually to have an honest question, like an honest conversation about it, without worrying about, who's going to be, seeing what and what's going to get shut down. So that's one of the reasons why I actually started, on a journey learning about quizzes, was because I was in network marketing, I was in direct sales, and I was getting, I was just having issues with some of the language and some of the advertising I was trying to do. This allowed me to be able to serve my clients without breaking any kind of the rules. And that worked. I mean, it worked so brilliantly for me that I started a whole business around it. So yeah, that's a little bit about quizzes. Any questions that I was hoping this could be a little interactive. Are there any questions? Because I've got a few minutes left.
Does anyone have any questions for Catherine? Maybe they want to just come off. We've got time maybe for 2 questions that, if any of you have any questions about how, why you would use a quiz, would it be good for your industry? I know it's fantastic for direct sales industry when you can't put, straight ads up on Facebook. You can ask people to do a quiz instead, and it will take you through a different funnel. But does anyone have any questions for Catherine? She's got a couple minutes left.
Albert.
Yeah, hey, Miss
Albert.
Catherine. My only thing is, how do you come up with the questions?
Mm-hmm.
That's always been the quiz. That how do you come up with what you put to drive them to where you want them to go, or to filter out the people?
That's a great question,
or filter
Albert.
in or filter out. Sorry, depending
Yeah,
on.
no, it's a fantastic question. So you want to start with your offer. You want to start with where you want them to land, and then you're going to reverse engineer everything. So if you start with the offer and then you create the problem, the question around the problem that they're staying up at night for, you have the 2 endpoints. Now you have to connect them. And so now if you're sitting down and having a conversation, what are some of the things that you need to know in order to
filter out
provide that solution?
Or to filter in the good people. That should be the right.
Well, the filter should happen with the one question, right? The very first question should filter most of the good people, because anyone else shouldn't be interested in learning about, if they're not interested in learning about going from 6 to 7 figures, they're not going to stop the scroll. They're going to pass right through it. So it really should only stop your best clients, which is why that first question really needs to capture that attention and stop that scroll.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Awesome. We've got time for one more question. Does anyone have any question for Catherine around quizzes or results of quizzes or?
Catherine.
Yes.
I have a question. When we, so you have the questions, the results, then you dump them into a funnel. I understand that, but there's that part where you categorize them. You say, well, then they'll fall into this category, this category, this category. So kind of along the lines of Albert's, how do we know what my categories are?
Well, this is the fun part, because you get to make up your own language and you get to make up your own world, and you can create whatever kind of categories. So for a business coach, it might be the mindset, it might be the time management and the systems, but it can be anything that you want it to be. So depending on how you're going through it, like I have one client right now working through more of, she teaches people how to find their soul's purpose and create a business around that. So she's creating, basically a soul type. Are you a creative? Are you an innovator? Are you, a systems person, or behind the scenes, a helper, if you will? She gets to create kind of whatever she wants. And because she is the creator of the universe, people are going through the quiz and they're going to land in their buckets and they're going to think she's a genius because she knew them so well. They had to land in that bucket because that's the way the quiz was created. So it's a little bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy, but you end up as the mind reader, weird person that, like, what the heck? How did that, I know, Sonia, how did that happen? Like, what the heck? And that's when it becomes really cool. So you get to you get to play. Quizzes are fun. You get to play around and create the personality, show you off your personality, show off your expertise, and have some fun with your best clients. Get them warmed up well for your one-on-one or your webinar, or whatever that might be. Thank you for the question, Susan.
Thanks, Kath.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Catherine. So I absolutely love this whole idea, because you know what? It not only saves you time because people are answering the questions, but it allows you to deal with all those different kind of personalities and what they need. Even though you do one same thing, it puts people into categories for you. Catherine, do you want to tell everybody what the prize for everybody is? And I'm going to tell them
Yeah, so everyone is walking away. You get the 5 quiz strategies for growing your audience with quizzes. So it's the 5 strategies for growing your audience with quizzes. Everyone gets one of those. And Deb?
Yeah. And so you guys, if you want, I mean, this is, by the time you guys leave, you'll have almost $2,000 worth of free goodies. So just put your email there, and they're watching for those. And so if you want Catherine's free gift, absolutely. But here's a really cool thing. The one thing that I love, that the more I dug in with Catherine, the more I started to see how it would apply to my business, right? She helps with the verbiage. She helps with the branding of it. She helps with the system of it, because it was a new concept for me. So you get a free ticket to a masterclass with her titled Kickstarting the Conversation. And that is the #1 prize. And this is going to be super easy if you were listening. So I said in the intro that she is internationally known as the quiz next word. You can put that into the chat, and she's going to watch for that, and she's going to be giving that away. Thank you so much, Catherine. Thank you so much for being here tonight. And we are now going to go to someone that many people know, because if you've done anything with me in the past, you've heard me talk about Angel, and Angel is going to actually be able to show you the planner because, it delivered to her place first. What? Anyways, Angel, let me tell you, she is known as the media matchmaker. I love this. And so true, so true. She is award-winning speaker, radio host, TV producer, and PR media. Some of us have done a couple of books. I've done 6, I've done 7. Angel has 15 best-selling author. She has, and then not only is she a best-selling author of 15 books, she's helped more than 200 entrepreneurs become best-selling authors. She has interviewed over 5,000 guests, including Sharon Lechter, Michael Gerber, Les Brown, Forbes Riley, and Bill Wash. And she is ranked in the top 1% of female radio hosts. And she is going to talk to us today about top performance media. Angel, take it away.
Oh my gosh, Deb, I am so excited to be here tonight on this epic event. Who launches a planner with an epic event with all these top performance speakers? So I do have one of the sneak preview copies of the top performance success planner. In fact, Deb has 2 versions. So how many of you so we have a quiz for you, right? We have 2 versions. We have this lovely black and white version of a really streamlined, really clean desk. If you would see my desk, this is not my desk, right? My desk has papers and pails and Post-it notes and all sorts of stuff over it. But I always imagined I would have this really clean desk, right? Paperless, everything online. So this is version 1 of the top performance success planner. So if you're really loving this style with this black and white, this really clean, sleek look, put a 1 in the comments. We also have a second version for you. This truly is $1 million planner. This is like having $1 million coach in your, at your fingertips every single week. This has this little bronzy pink, laptop. I actually have this laptop. Where's my laptop? Anyways, this is my laptop, this color, this bronzy pink with our smartphone, our reader glasses, because that's just the age we're in these days. If you're loving this top performance success planner, this version of the cover, put a 2 in. And it doesn't matter. Here's the good news is you get to choose. Who does this? Only Deb Drummond, only the entrepreneur of Deb Drummond gives you 2 options for both your planner cover and your tracker cover. So you can have matchy. And like I said, this truly is $1 million, like having $1 million coach in your pocket. I'm going to take up a little bit of my time and just show you and preview some of the kind of the assets that are in this book. You have these QR codes. Every single week, you have a QR code from another top performer. And if you're one of the top performers with a QR code, put a 5, right? We'll just put that like a brand new number in the chat box. Put a 5 if you have a QR code in this top performance. Oh my gosh, I can't even say it. I've been drinking wine, sitting under bright lights all night. So I apologize. It's Friday night. Like, how exciting that we get to be here Friday night with all our friends, all our top performance success friends. So every single week you have your monthly success planning for the month, your weekly planning success for the month. It talks about personal and business goals because we need both. Right? As entrepreneurs, so often we can be hyper focused on building our business and let our personal side kind of fall behind. But Deb makes sure that you have a life, like you're doing fun things, you're taking care of your family, you're spending time with friends, and you're actually taking care of your personal life as well. This truly is $1 million planner. It's having $1 million success coach in your pocket every single week. So I'm just super excited. I just wanted to share that with you. It is Friday. I was telling my husband at 5 o'clock. So I'm on the East Coast. I'm in Orlando, Florida. It is almost 9 o'clock at night on a Friday. We've been celebrating since 5, right? Kind of like, do what you do on a Friday night at 5 o'clock, which was pour a glass of wine. I think this might have been my third one. So, but I could not be here for Deb's epic top performance success event. Here's the thing. Like, I love you all. I am so excited. I'm just honored. I'm honored to be on this stage tonight. I'm honored to be a part of Deb's epic event. She pulls together some of the most amazing speakers from around the globe. This is the second live epic book launch that I have been with Deb, a live event. We've had people from Italy, Australia, Canada, truly an international vibe. In fact, put where you guys are coming from in the chat box so we can see how epic of an event this is that we all came together. Like, what better way to spend a Friday night than with our top performance success friends? Look at that. Ontario, Canada, Miami, Northern Virginia, Westlake, Dallas, Miami, Nashville. I love it. You guys are awesome, right? We're the crazy ones that get stuff done. Been up since 3 a.m. this morning. How many of you, like entrepreneurs, right? Or entrepreneurs wake up in the middle of the night? Like, I have an idea. Right? I have an idea. Melanie, she's reached out to me. She's like, Angel, I have an idea. It's urgent. Susan, Albert, I have an idea. Deb, I have an idea. Catherine, I have an idea. Most of you are working with me. Well, maybe not most. Many of you are working with me already. We've done some amazing things when it comes to media exposure and publishing and PR. But I want to tell you, when it comes to top performance media and PR, I'm going to give you some tips tonight, 3 things that you can do to accelerate your exposure and your revenue using what I call OPP, other people's platforms, or OPA, other people's audiences, which is truly one of the things that Deb is a master at. If you follow her on social media, if you're not already following her on social media, do that immediately. She runs many businesses. She's multifaceted. She's got her toe dipped in so many different facets. But when it comes to coining the phrase of ultrapreneur, nobody embodies that better than Deb Drummond. And for her to give us her tools, like things that she has used specifically to get to the place in life where she can manage multiple teams, multiple businesses. Like most of us, we do one, right? And we do one and we're kind of scrapping at it, right? But Deb has multiple businesses that she has built, $1 million businesses. And this is the tool she uses. If you could have access to a woman who has built $1 million businesses over and over and over again, wouldn't you want the tools? Wouldn't you want to use the tools? That's what she has given us access to tonight. And I think she's so generous and such a giver. Loved what Melanie was saying about just like everything. Like, haven't you, like, if you loved Melanie, put Melanie in the chat box. Like, let's give her some love. right? Let's give Melanie some love, some jazz hands, right? Like she's our technology wizard. She's just super brilliant. We have, she's an amazing manifester for success and for amazing clients. So put Melanie in the chat if you loved what she had to share tonight. Yes, love that. How about Katie, right? Falling in love with sales. Who here, like, sales is not typically our love language. We're all about building relationships and maybe a little bit of marketing, but truly we typically stay in our lane and then, oh shoot, I got to go sell something. The fact that Katie, sales is her love language, just love that Katie, right? Zandra, digital streaming matters. You can be on TV for $39 a month. And here's the thing, like when we talk about media logos, we think, oh, ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox. I am telling you, yes, we still love those, but Roku, Chromecast, Apple TV, the new media is digital streaming media. And it is so affordable now. And if you are not tapping into that, if you have not plugged into and ordered your biztisement yet, $39 a month, like this is you just snubbing your nose at success, right? Success is a strategy, not a secret. And then Catherine, asking better questions. Let's truly like triple our revenue just by asking better questions. These are top performers. Like these are the top performers. These, don't dismiss these valuable tips. Like I think sometimes if it's too simple enough, right? There's got to be something bigger. It's falling in love with the daily habits of success, getting and falling in love with the mundane, every day, showing up for your business, showing up and building relationships with people in the media, showing up and building relationships with our vendors, and showing up and building relationships with our customers. Those three things, media, vendors, right? And our collaboration partners and our customers, building relationships every single day, showing up and loving on them. And that's what this planner and the tracker truly sets us up for success every single day. So how do you get your brand? Like, how do you elevate and create exposure and revenue every single day? Three things. Number one, building relationships, right? I just said it, with the media, with your vendors and power partners, and your customers. But I'm going to talk about media because that's my lane. They call me the media matchmaker, and that's my sweet spot. That's my jam. I have been building relationships with media for over 12 years. It's true. I have published over 15 books, bestsellers. I've also written the foreword for 8 different books, and I have chapters in 6 other anthology books. So I have a lot, right? I have a lot in the publishing space. And here's why. When you publish your story, when you are a published author, it is the number one way to create media exposure, to attract stages, and to monetize your media exposure. And so we teach you how to monetize, leveraging the power of publishing. And the fact that Deb now has so many different products, so many different assets, the woman is a media magnet, right? Hashtag media magnet. So number one is to build relationships. And number two is to stay in your lane. Like, what's your expertise? So often we feel like we have to be everything to everybody. Like, what do you need? I can speak on that. What do you need, right? I can do anything. But back it up and become a magnet. And, a magnet attracts. So if you think about what is your expertise, and every single one of our speakers tonight has a true magnet, a media magnet, right? We have Katie with sales, Melanie with automation and technology, Zandra with digital streaming, Catherine with her quizzes, like asking better questions. Susan's coming up. Natasha's coming up. Deb, right? These women are absolutely staying in their lane when it comes to their expertise. You don't have to be everything to everybody. And I'm going to give you a fun little exercise that you can do later on, a little homework of how to make sure that you can find media opportunities for your expertise. And it's leveraging the power of a Google search, right? We've all Google searched for something, right? I'm looking to buy something. I'm looking for a blog on, I'm looking for maps, images, right? We've all done a Google search. But when you take your expertise and you can type, like, what are you known for? What do people want to pick your brain about? They're always coming to you. And this is probably the thing you're giving away for free right now. Like for me, it's media exposure, right? Deb, it's top performance success. Albert, right? It's all about, building my business with free media and marketing. The man is a genius, right? When it comes to organic and guerrilla marketing. So if you were to type in your topic, like what do people come and want to pick your brain about, the thing that you're giving away for free? I want to see give me something in the chat box so I can use it as an example here. Online broadcasting. Love that, Tony. Thank you so much. So if I was to type into the Google search, and I'm not sharing my screen, so I'm just going to do this and just tell you. So this is like radio, right? You guys are just going to have to, use your imagination. I'm typing into my Google search. I'm typing the words online broadcasting. That's Tony Lantis. If you don't know her in Australia, she's an amazing connector. She's amazing building an online streaming platforms for small businesses in Australia. When I type in online broadcasting, thanks Albert, saving on their tax returns, we can do that one too. So if I type in online broadcasting into my Google search, it gives me some options. I can look at videos. I can look at images. I can look at shopping, which gives me all the online stores for shopping, all the blogs and everything like that. But there's one that says news. Online broadcasting, when I click on news, it gives me 12,200,000 results. 12,200,000 results. Do you think, Tony, you could find a couple of media opportunities when there are 12,200,000 results of news opportunities? They're talking about online broadcasting right now. Absolutely, hallelujah, all day long. So the third piece, so number one is we're building relationships. Number two is we're creating our media magnet, right? Our media story. And number three is we're going to leverage other people's stages, other people's audiences for 2 interviews a week, right? 2 interviews a week, 1 press release a month is my success strategy, right? Success is not a secret, it's a strategy. So 2 + 1, that is a lot of opportunity, right? If we were to talk about sales, Miss Katie Love, right? I mean, we just love Katie. Katie was actually featured in the media this week. In fact, actually, I'm going to click on Katie Nelson in my news search. I'm just going to go off topic for just a minute. Sales Uprising announces CEO Katie Nelson promoted to chair of the nominating committee on the advisory board of committee. She's now the advisory board of governors at the Tower Club. They have access to the invited clubs, a group of hundreds of country clubs and business clubs across the country that are the best in the world. And Katie is on the advisory board of governors. They actually had last night, right, was their annual charity classic at the Tower Club's the Tower Club. Oh my gosh, what is it? The charity classic. Okay, now I lost my line. Anyways, Katie's in the news. That's all you need to know. Katie's in the news, right? All day long, every day. We love it. So build relationships with media. How do we do that? We create our expertise. We stay in our lane. What's your media magnet? Type that into the chat bot or the Google search bar. You typed it in the chat box, but you can put it in the Google search bar and you can find an immediate database of journalists of probably tons of media opportunities and media platforms that you've never even heard of, who are looking for stories on your topic. They're looking for guests. They're looking for quality guests every single day. Every single day, there are hundreds, thousands of media opportunities for you to be featured because there are journalists looking for you. They're looking for you. So find your media magnet, connect with the journalists, like type it in the search and you can see that instant media database. And then we're going to teach you what to send to them, how to pitch to them, what they want to hear from you. And I've got a free complimentary media starter kit that's going to show you what to send to them, how to send to them, what that should look like. And you all can grab it at my website, makeyourbigimpact.com. It is free for all of you. 52 press release ideas, right? A full year of attention grabbing headlines that you can send out to the media. everything that you need to take your media magnet, how to build relationships with the media, right? So all of that for you, makeyourbigimpact.com. You all get that complimentary gift from me. But for one lucky winner, right? We have an online master course that is a 10-day media challenge. How many of you would love to be featured in the media, guaranteed every single month? Yes, right? Well, Zandra says when you own the media, you don't have to pitch to the media. So for $39 a month, we're just going to put you in the media, like deal. How many of you would love to take that deal all day, every day? Right? We want to create consistency every single week using our success planners to be featured twice a week, 2 interviews a week on other people's platforms, right? Other people's radio shows, television shows, podcasts, magazines, in your media complimentary starter kit at makeyourbigimpact.com. I'm giving you access to all of it. We threw in the kitchen sink, right? I just want you to have success. Deb wants you to have success. All the speakers here are providing you their secrets to success. And again, we say their secrets only because you haven't heard of them yet. It's what we use every single day to build our business, to build our brand, to create exposure, to create revenue, to elevate our clients in a space that they didn't know about. You have success and secrets that you share with your clients every day. The Top Performance Success Planner is going to ensure that you never miss a lead. You never miss a media opportunity. You never miss following up with somebody who has reached out to you. I don't know if you're like me, like I'm a hand and paper girl, or paper and pen girl, right? I still use my composition notebooks and keep track of. And so it's a little bit of a hodgepodge, and Deb's seen me. So like, I'm looking through, I'm like, what was the date? When did we talk about it? Right? Put it in there, right? I've got Post-it notes inside my composition notebook. So this is going to help me be just a better entrepreneur and a better leader and a better vendor to my clients. And I can't wait to start implementing all of these tools. Deb has taken me out of my composition notebook, right? Look, I've got my little tabs in here that try to keep me on track. I need a better system. We all need better systems, and that's what Deb is providing to us. So for one lucky winner, you are going to get my Media Boost Masterclass. It is a $497 value. It takes you through 10 days, a 10-day step-by-step of how to create guaranteed media exposure and to continue to create that guaranteed media exposure every single week with 2 interviews a week and 1 press release a month. So cheers to you all. God bless you all. I'm Angel Tessie, and I can't wait to be your media mastery or your media matchmaker.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing. That was amazing. Thank you, Angel, so much. Oh, I'm going to cut off whoever's talking, and I'm going to get to this prize. Okay. Like, people want to hear about this prize. So here's the deal. She just laid out. Thank you, Angel. You were just like, you gold dust on everybody. So go ahead and put in the chat, and she is going to watch for the answer. What is the #1 way to build your brand and get on other people's stages? So you put your answer in there. Angel's going to find that one, and she's going to contact the winner. We are going to roll right into, I know you guys that have been here for a while drinking wine, you probably need to stand up. And that's what our next presenter, Susan, does all the time, because she gets up and she gets on stage. So don't leave your seat. But if you need to stand up and stretch a little, look, I'm in high heel shoes. I'm like, I'm standing, I'm in high heel shoes. So Susan Kirby is an amazing woman. And let me tell you about her, because she is going to tell us the power of speaking your truth. And so obviously she stands on stage all the time. She is a trusted expert in the world of public speaking for the last 40 years. She put 4 decades. I'm like, no, let's give it 40 years. Susan's been engaged by publicly traded companies, public speaking icons, international training organizations, and her speaking has transformed over 15,000 lives from all over the world. She is most known, though, for the masterful ability to hear the language that has your clients lean in and want more. She has a gift of bringing your story to life. And she has a program called Speak that is designed for people who are good in business, get better by being on stages. She shares her proven method to effectively deliver your message and ultimately increase your sales, and do it with soul. So Susan, please come on the stage and tell us about the power of speaking our truth.
Oh, thank you. It has been just being with all of you is amazing. And Oprah Winfrey says the one thing she knows for sure is that speaking our truth is the most powerful tool we all have. So, Deborah, thank you for having me here to speak about the power of speaking your truth. And Deb, to bring all of these top performers together, both in the planner, the success tracker, all those things, like the quotes you brought in, and you and I were talking, and I was talking about having talks that convert and how they convert and what they do. And I was talking about doing a 70% conversion, and I was thinking that was pretty good. And you're like, I want to go for 100%. Let's go. We're on a top performer. Why are we looking at 70%? I'm like, man, I thought 70% was good. But I appreciate you're always having us better our best, right? And that you brought in the experts so that we can do that. So I appreciate all of that. And for the experts who've been here, who've been speaking, I love you. I've been on stages with many of you before. I have had the honor of being in Playa del Carmen, most recently with Melanie and Angel and Catherine. And you'll hear some of the work I got to do on that stage and some of what they've actually delivered here today. And I really thank each of you for listening and using it. You know, Melanie said, I don't normally use a structure, but today she really used the structure I'm about to share with you. And I was just, my heart was felt big because, you know, when you see other people being their best self because of something you actually were able to contribute, that's just powerful. And for each of you, I know you have your best self and your truth to be told, right? And we, you know, Katie talked about, do you have any fear? I know some of you may have fear of public speaking. I tend to get what they call stage relief versus stage fright. Like I get on stage, it's not that I don't get nervous or I don't prepare or I don't wonder, but once I'm on the stage, I'm like, yes, this is where my message is to be delivered. So I want that for you because I know you're here because you're called. And I want to thank you for answering that call, being here at whatever hour it is you're watching this. And I want to share a little bit about my passion for speaking your truth. Can I do that? It's that piece of, I didn't, my life is awesome now. I'm here in Carefree, Arizona. You have heard that, like, really, is there a town called Carefree, Arizona? Yes. And my address really is Easy Street. Yes, that's where the post office is. So I am on Easy Street in Carefree, Arizona, as far as the mailing is concerned. And I just want you to know, my life has started to look more and more like that because I really believe when you speak your truth, miracles find you. And I started 5 years ago from scratch all over again because I had gone through the fires in 2017. California had a bunch of wildfires, and I was one of 5,000 homes in Santa Rosa that we lost everything. But there's a benefit of losing everything is you get to actually say, what do you want to put in? You're not living your life by default. And that's the kind of life that I'm for, is to give people that option of how you live your life because you said, this is what I want. And when I said exactly what I wanted, I found this house that has a stage or room for a stage. I have a casita that has its own stage and setup and microphones. I have amazing views because I was willing to speak my truth. Now, I wasn't groomed to speak my truth. I was groomed to speak my mother's truth. So I don't know about you, if you've ever felt like speaking someone else's truth was more a good idea, not necessarily for safety, but just in general, a good idea, just put a 1 in the chat so I can know I'm not alone in this. But what I realized was somebody had said, you know, Katie was talking about that we are the center of our own universe, but that doesn't mean we're accountable for how people respond to us. But I didn't really realize I was the center of my own universe. And it's kind of new when I get, this is my life. And I realized if any of you stopped breathing, I'd be really upset and sad. But if I stop breathing, game over, right? The world really stops turning for me. that's how I really realized I really am the center of my universe. And if I don't speak my truth, I got none. So the thing was, it was my bankruptcy attorney who got me to even start. I needed to speak. Now, I'd spent 20 years already learning to speak, but I was speaking somebody else's message, somebody else's money, somebody else's people. I was great at being on stage. It just wasn't for me. But when I went, my bread and butter business was going under in 2008. They said, go learn something else you can go make money at. And I wanted to go make money with what I called my speaking business. I did not know what I wanted to speak about. So I just called it my speaking business because I didn't know what I had to say. But I ended up going to trainings to learn to speak, not so much because I didn't know how to speak, but more because I thought there'd be talent scouts looking for people to go speak about their stuff on their stages. I just was wrong about that. There have never seen a talent scout asking me to come speak or anyone else to come speak about their like corporate stuff by coming to our entrepreneurial stages. So here I was in a room full of entrepreneurs who all had this really good idea, like they'd made it their business to get their message out to the world, but they weren't really good at it. And I thought, what can I do that'll help these people? Like that I needed to make money, right? My bankruptcy attorney said, you need to go make money. So I thought, what can I offer these people? And I thought, well, shoot, I can help them be better. I'm really good at helping people be better on stage. I got all this experience. Like, you bring me your message, I'll help you get better. And they did. And it was fun. And I got to actually watch people keep transforming. And their messages got better. They started getting clients, all that sort of stuff. And next thing you knew, I'm out in front of the Grosvenor Inn arguing with God. Speaker training? Really? This is your big idea? I was like, this was not what I intended to do for a living. But what I realized is I'd been talking about my speaking business for so long. I actually ended up creating a speaking business. And I actually heard God say in that moment, I'll bring you my messengers, you have them be good. All right, then, fine, I'll go do it. But I still was struggling to figure out how to get people in my rooms. How do you get people? How do you fill your funnel? How do you get them in your seats? How do you do all that? So I struggled with that for another year and a half. And I then argued with God. I go, I'm done. I'm 50. I'm old. I don't want to do this anymore. Okay. That was like 12 years ago. Okay. And what I heard was, I told you I'll bring them. Stop hunting them down. That's worth repeating. I told you I'd bring them. Stop hunting them down. What that meant to me was A, yeah, you did say that. B, I'm done working so hard. C, I'm done like hunting people and figuring that out. I'm now going to do what I have decided is my definition of success, is doing what I want, when I want, if I feel like it, and it's convenient to me. And then, God, if you want me to work with people, you bring them. We'll see how that goes. So I ended up in a transformational seminar with all the other transformational leaders for a Christmas kind of event. And I thought, great, I'm not proving anything to anybody. I'm not doing anything to anybody. I'm just showing up. And that's when, of course, the woman I'd been hunting for 3 years came running up. Help, I've got a talk coming up. I really need your help. I need a VIP day. I'm like, well, of course you do. And then we started working on her bringing her message about what's, she was where spirituality and practicality merge, but her talk was all practicality and no spirituality. And I said, what happened to the spirituality? And she said, well, they tell you not to lead with God. Like, yeah, but they don't tell you to kick him to the curb either. How many of you have been told not to lead with God? Like, how do you have a message, but you're like, you got to keep it kind of corporate, got to keep it, maybe it's not the God thing, but maybe there's some other thing. Like Melanie was brave enough today to say she was an intuitive who could know what came next. I don't know about you, but when I hear somebody who's an intuitive, I'm like, sign me up. I want somebody who knows what comes next. I don't want somebody who's guessing, right? So when you get to share those kind of weirdnesses about ourselves, it's the thing that has people go, she's my girl. Or as we use in the Civ, she's not my girl. And we send them on to the neighbors, right? So here I am and realizing my message really is about speaking my truth. And when I spoke my truth about having all these messages I get, is when my clients started finding me. And that's when somebody was talking about when those clients find you and they pay you in full, and they're the first paid in full 3-day event I'd done. And I was so excited. And she called to cancel 3 days later, or within her 3 days. And I tried to talk her into, this is Katie Nelson, like I'm trying to talk her into, she should stay. And then I realized this is the wrong thing to be doing in the sales funnel at this point. I said, you know what? If you want what those people offer, you should go. That is not what I do. I see the beginning and see the end, and I count on the miracle in the middle. That's all I got. And she said, okay. I go, okay, what? She goes, I want to work with you. I'm like, really? I just told you I got nothing. And she goes, no, I want the miracle. I'm like, well, okay then. And again, when I spoke my truth, she said, I'm in. When I tried to convince her to stay, she didn't want anything part of it, right? So when I speak my truth, miracles find me. So say that with me. When I speak my truth, miracles find me. Awesome. So I love that I get to teach people both about speaking and creating the miracles by speaking your truth. So when you imagine you've been speaking your truth. So again, we're going to do what Melanie suggested. Close your eyes for a moment. I want to see the stage you're standing on. Maybe you're just 1 to 1. Maybe you're 1 to 10. Maybe it's 1 to 2,000. Maybe you're on Zandra TV network and you're speaking to the globe. Who are your audience? Who are you speaking to? How does that feel? Okay, great. Now let's come back, open your eyes. And if you saw that vision of that stage is like, it calls you forward, put a 1 in the chat. If you're like, that makes me want to do more. I can't wait to have that life. Okay. We have to have those visions pulling us forward, because where we are now is awesome. We're all on a top performance conversation. We are not the slugs in the world. We are not doing something. We are top performers, but there's always a way to better your best. Okay. So if you want to know how you get from where you are now to where you want to be, where you see, these are my secrets to having talks that actually convert from stage. Okay. So step 1, I'm going to teach you the steps in just a moment. Deb, tell me how much time I have, because I've been lost in my story.
You got a couple of minutes, honey. Like,
okay, great. Awesome. Just a couple minutes. Okay. So the 3 secrets are: 1, align your talk with your offer at the end. So everything in the offer has to everything in your talk has to line up with the offer. So what I'm offering at the end is how to create these 10 steps to having talks that convert. So I've been giving you the message of how you create these talks and how Melanie had created the talks and how people create the talks. So you do that. Step 2 is you align every piece in that talk, like your turning point in the talk needs to match the turning point in what you say you're offering, right? The secrets of what you're saying you're offering. One of the women I was working with in Playa, she speaks on Positive Impact TV. That's her TV. And she told me what influenced her was the secret. I said, well, how does that have to do with that? And then I realized, where'd you watch The Secret? And she goes, on TV, I found it on Netflix. I said, so you're telling me you had a positive impact from TV? She goes, yes, I did. And next thing you know, her story starts to flow, right? So you want to align everything so that it leads to where you want people to go. And then the 3rd secret is using these 10 steps to have talks that convert. And that's what we're going to offer you now. Is if you go to betteronstages.com/help, I will get you all the help you need to have your 10 steps, and you'll get all the 10 steps of how you can do what Melanie did, what I've done, and have you create your talks from that. So Deb, thank you for having me, and thank you for letting me share my story with you. And I hope it inspires you to share yours. So thank you.
absolutely, Susan. Thank you. I can hear that story over and over and over and over again. And I'm sure so can everybody else. So look, Susan's going to put that in the chat in case you didn't hear everything that she said about where to go. And that's what the speakers are doing. They're putting their links in the chat. Some of them, you're putting your names as well. And so that you can get access to all this beautiful, I'm going to say valuable. It may not cost you anything tonight, but trust me, it costs them. And they are gifting. This is not a free take. This is a gift, valued gift. So look, performing 10 steps to having talks that convert. Now we have one special gift, and that is a month membership in her speaking mastermind. And it's special and it's worth $200. And so for the first person, and Susan will figure that out. She'll look in the chat. So Susan says, when you speak your truth, what happens? What happens? Go ahead and fill in the blank. Okay.
Yes. Miracles
Okay.
find me, Sonia.
Awesome. Okay. And now look, I don't want to say I've left the best for last, but I'm telling you, I've left someone pretty special. And I knew that we were going to be taking in a lot of information into our brain, and that the performance tracker that I created has personal development, top performance, and business development, top performance, right? And I wanted to save you someone that is an absolute expert in personal development with such a strong vigilance of her own business. I had the pleasure of going to to the university here and having a private yoga session with her before the Ayurvedic Association kicked off a very special if you want to talk high performance event. And I just absolutely adore her. And let me introduce you, if you have not met Natasha Sampson. Not only she is an amazing and comes from a strong, make her way up the corporate ladder, look at you go, blow people away in engineering, but she specializes in dynamic Ayurveda education. She shares her deep understanding of healing the mind and the root cause of suffering through the physical tools of Ayurveda and yoga, as the philosophy and psychology of these sister sciences. She has created the most incredible retreats. She is a joy to be around. She knows exactly what should you be eating, when you should be eating it, what season you should be eating it. She is a lover of preventative medicine as well as corrective medicine. She dives deep. She dives so deep that, we're like, they paid for an hour, you've gone and done 3 hours of research. Like, she so wants you to have the very best for you. And if you know anything about Ayurveda, it is so personalized. She is just a joy to be around. And her quote was, trust the process. So she's going to talk to us about trusting the process. So Natasha, please take the stage.
Wow. Thank you so much, Deb. That was an amazing intro. Thank you so much. And I just wanted to take a moment to say, wow, 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 wow. Like, the people who have spoken today, it's just been so amazing and so inspiring. And I've taken lots of notes, and I am one of those people that have posted notes everywhere. So I'm looking forward to, even though I have an engineering brain, actually getting organized. Because I don't know if you folks know many engineers, but their desks are a mess. So it'll be really great to get everything in one place. So I'm really looking forward to working with the planner, and I'm really looking forward to being able to kind of take us home tonight. And there's been so much amazing information about, the cerebral, like how to do this, and all of these amazing tools on how to grow your business, how to get to that next level. And I really also loved Susan talking a little bit more about, those miracles that happen in between, and what happens when we are just sort of putting our truth out there, and then how do we get from here to there? And yeah, I loved it. And what I really want to talk about is that trust. So in order for us to get from here to there, there is that level of trust. There is that level of surrender. We have so many hows in front of us, so many avenues to take on how for us to get from here to there. And sometimes it can be overwhelming. And sometimes we can say like, wow, I'm so inspired. I need to digest this. And, you know, where do I start? How do I know where to start? Which avenue do I take to start? And so this is where it gets a little bit less cerebral and a little bit more heart-centered and a little bit more trusting in that higher self, in that intuition, into just getting into that place where you can get the answers in a space of quiet. So how do we change our trajectory? When we continue to do the same routines and we talk to the same types of people, and we're eating the same breakfast, and we've got the same schedule every day, then we're perpetuating our past right into our future. We're not going to make those changes. We're going to keep on the same trajectory. And we want to be in a different place in our future. And what does that place look like, from a year from now, 6 months from now? We want to make that change. So what do? So we read a book, we, change our routine. We might change up our diet. We might start doing an exercise routine. We might listen to a certain podcast. And these tools are amazing and they're great. And sometimes we reach a ceiling or they fall flat. We're not actually getting to that next level. And these tools have been helpful, but we still haven't gotten there. We still haven't shifted to that place where we want to be. And in order for us to get that shift, we talked a little bit about today, we talked about that mindset shifting, and I know that mindset is a word that's been used so much, and it can be, so old, and maybe we need a new name for mindset. But for now, I'm going to stick with it because we all know what we're talking about when we need to kind of shift from where we are now, perpetuating our past into our future, into this new place to get us onto this new trajectory, to get us to this place where we're thriving. And how do we do that? How do we get that knowledge? How do we get that message from Susan saying, from the divine or from God? Like, how do we actually collect that message? And so we try our things, we try our tools, and we're trying to change matter with matter. But we can't change matter with matter. We have to change matter with energy. So how do we change our energy? Well, we need to put ourselves in a different future state. We need to put ourselves into that future state that we want. And so many of us have read the books and we know about manifesting the future, and we've created our vision boards. And, we've done all of the things to show, but if we don't spend time in this state, then, it becomes that plastered, I have one as well, that plastered sort of vision wall that we have. But being in that state, being in a state of mind where you already achieved, that you're already on that stage. We've talked, imagine yourself on that stage. It feels good when you do it for that 1 minute that we've done it today. But the longer you stay in that state of mind, our brains are amazing. Our brains will get us there. And so the way that our brains work is that we have this reality, our current reality that our brain understands is correct. And affirmations work this way as well. You tell your brain something else. This is what I keep telling you. I am up here at this, future state, and I keep telling you this, and the brain's like, I don't know if you're up there. I think I'm over here, but you're like, no, we're here. And the chemistry, the way our brains work, the chemistry is amazing. What our brains will do in the background is if you keep telling it up here, it will figure its way. And it will tell you how to do those steps. Yes, thank you, Susan. Exactly. And so how do we do that? How do we change that chemistry? How do we change our energy? How do we change our matter through energy? So what I've done is I've developed this sort of self-inquiry meditation that's done at night. It doesn't take a long period of time. And I want to kind of go through the 4 steps of this self-inquiry meditation you can do at night. It will take you into this state, and you can be in this future state that you want in a longer period of time, so that you can have those hours. You can like knock off those, those minutes, those hours in that state to create that future state that you're looking for. And so as entrepreneurs and top performers, we have to wear a lot of hats a lot of times. And so we've got all these different jobs. We have, in Ayurveda, we break them into what's called doshas. And I'm not going to get too much into Ayurvedic talk, but I'm going to explain it to you in these 3 personality types that we have to take on. So we have to be the worker bee. We actually have to get stuff done. We have to sometimes have to sit. We have to enter the things and really take that time to concentrate. This is what we're calling our kapha, our earth element, the ability to let us stay and concentrate. And then we have our go-getters, the people when we have to be on top of it, in control, making decisions, doing our lists, calling all the shots. And this is our fiery, passionate stage. And then we also have that part of us that's creative, that's out there and needs to think about the big ideas and bring all of that expansiveness into the business and into our performance. And so that is the air element. So we've got our earth, we've got our fire, we've got our air. And what this meditation does is it brings all these aspects of us out and allows us to tap into them and make ourselves as light as we can so that we're ready for this manifestation state. For the 4 parts of this meditation, I didn't start my timer, Deb. So again, I'm going to keep looking at you for your 5-10 minutes thing. I had a timer and I meant to set it.
That's okay, honey. You've got about 8 minutes. 8 minutes, will that work?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So 4 steps to this self-inquiry meditation. We start with gratitude. And I know you've heard it before, but here's the thing. When we're feeling heavy and unmotivated and maybe even lonely, because it can be like that as a solopreneur or entrepreneur, sometimes we might feel like we don't always have our community, and sometimes we need that little amount of energy to inspire us. That's that heavy earth element at play. That's what's keeping us down. And what does gratitude do? Gratitude lifts us up. Gratitude makes us remember how many people support us, how we support ourselves, all of the things that we do that make us amazing. We can start to say the things that are outside of us and inside of us that can really start lifting you up. Part 2. Part 2 is the self-inquiry, the fiery person that wants to understand everything, to analyze everything. So we're going to analyze the day. And you're going to replay the day to see whether or not everything that you did in your day lines up with that future person that you want to be, that aligns with your goals, that aligns with your values. And you're going to come across an event, a conversation that may have not been in alignment with your best self. And you're going to replay it. You're going to rewrite it. You're going to rewrite that event to be the way that you would have done it. You've been in alignment with the person you want to be, and you're going to see how that feels inside when you rewrite that event. This is how we're changing the chemistry. This is how we're preparing for the next time that comes up. And you're going to be able to act in a way that's in alignment with that future self that you want to be. Part 3 is going to be where we bring in the creativity, right? This person, the part of us that wants to be expansive and creative, we're feeling things. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a moment and just feel where our blocks are, feel them in the body. Are they heavy? Are they hot? Are they bubbly? Are they stuffed? And then we're going to picture whatever tool it is that we need to exit that out of the body, whether we need a shovel, whether we need a vacuum, whether we need to pop some bubbles. We're actually going to physically find that space in our body and remove any of those blocks out. And then when you're feeling so light and happy from the gratitude, from rewriting the day, from getting rid of all the blocks, we're going to manifest this future. We're going to put ourselves in this future state, whether it's on that stage with tens of thousands of people, whether it's the house that you're looking for or the business you're looking for, and you're going to sit in that state and feel what it feels like to be there. And you can take as long as you want to be there. However, we're going to do it just for a short period of time tonight, but I want you to take this 4-part meditation or self-inquiry and practice this at night if you feel called to do that, and see how that makes you feel. And I've been developing this over the past year and practicing it, and I have just been noticing how happy I am the following day. And it's just been really changing my life and my ability to interact with the world. So what happens when we give our brain a mission and a vision and we trust in the process? This is what we're doing. And so how many folks here want to try this for about 5 minutes? I think that's what I've got left. Yes, we got some yeses. Amazing. So two of the speakers so far took 1 minute for us to envision this beautiful future that we want to be in. So I'm going to take the 5 minutes I have, and we're going to go through the 4 parts of the meditation together. And we're just going to really feel what this is feeling like for ourselves. So I invite you, for anyone who wants to join on the journey, to close your eyes and just take a moment. Take a nice big inhale together and exhale together. Let it all out the mouth. Take a moment to relax the eyelids and the shoulders and the jaw, the forehead. Bringing your awareness just to your breath. We're going to start with our gratitude practice. Start to think about something external, maybe a person, maybe an experience, an environment that you're grateful for. And take the second moment to think of things within you that you're grateful for, maybe the way you handled something, or who you were a year ago today and how much you've grown. Could be a conversation you had. It could be that you called someone and made their day. And take the next few moments to just reassess the day that you had. Pausing at any moments that may not be in alignment with your best self, with that person that you want to be, with that life you want to have. Maybe it was a conversation that you had that didn't go the way that you would have liked. For me, sometimes when I do this, it's the bag of cheesies that are in my garbage can. And replay those moments and replay them out the way that you would be when you're in alignment with that person that is in that future life. And how would they have done that? And feel what it would feel like to react that way instead. What would you say? How does it feel to say what you said instead? And letting that go. We'll take our next moments to scan through the body from the top of the head. And sometimes I pause right between the eyes because that's where I hold a lot of my stuff. Down the neck to the shoulders, maybe in the heart space, maybe in the solar plexus. Scan the body and find out where you are holding back. Where are your barriers? Where are your stuck places? Give that place a characteristic. Is it heavy? Is it hot? Is it dense? Is it bubbly? Is it nervous? Is it mobile or vibrating? And then picture the tool that you need to take that out of the body if it's not serving you. Maybe it's a vacuum cleaner. Maybe it's a shovel. Maybe it's a pick and a shovel. Maybe you need a drill. Picture that tool and pull out all of that stuckness. And as you start to feel that dissipate and you start to get lighter, know that this is your space, the space of gratitude, of living your best self, and of feeling free within and energy flowing throughout the body. This is you, and this you is in this future state that you imagine your life to be. Picture all of the things, picture the details. If you're in a house, what does it feel like to look around and look out the window? If you're in front of the stage, if you're on that stage, look out in the audience, look at the faces. Know they're smiling at you. They're so excited to hear what you have to say. And how does that feel? And you can stay in this place as long as you like, and you can switch from your career to your home to your relationship, telling your brain that this is your reality, and let it do the work while you trust in the process. Take a nice big breath in and exhale out. I know that was super quick, but I want to thank you so much for coming on this little mini journey with me. And I hope that you enjoyed it. I'm going to wrap up. I do have a few gifts as well. And yay. Deb's probably going to go through them better than me, but I believe we have some free yoga online classes I teach on Wednesdays over Zoom, and a free fall routine checklist. So some information about the fall foods, how to, have rejuvenative sleep, all of the things. And for a lucky winner, we have a gift certificate for my upcoming retreat for you and a friend. And it's going to be I Want More from Life Ayurveda and Yoga Retreat live on Salt Spring Island, coming up November 4th to 6th. And we're going to be doing so many things: strategic movement, evening meditation like we did today, breathing practices, routine, self-care to keep you like a full, oiled machine, all of the things that are going to help you thrive and get to know yourself really well so that you can make the choices that you need to make you get to that place of thriving in that state that you want to be in. And it's all about getting from here to there. And we're using the tools from Ayurveda and Yoga to do that. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Natasha. That was so beautiful. And what a beautiful way to end. And I think it's also a great reminder as well. I mean, I've been a study of Ayurveda for 30 years. And so if I say she's good, she's good. When the teacher goes to the teacher, she's good. But I think it's also a great reminder that as we move through our businesses, as we move through our lives, we put our personal goals, our health, our this, or that there. But what I think that Natasha just showed us is the integration. Like it's the integration of taking care of your soul that allows you to take everything that you learned tonight and go out in the world and then come back and internally rejuvenate. That's what eating the right foods does. That's what's doing the right meditation does. That's what's coming back to your soul, to your connect, to your God, to your universe, or what have you. You have to come back to the true temple. You are your true temple. I say that your body is the most important piece of real estate on the planet. And so you have to remember, and that's why I wanted Natasha to be the final piece for us to bring and integrate everything that we've learned tonight. And even just in that 5 minutes, how you feel differently now. So yes, we have two $50 gift certificates towards this amazing retreat. She is highly recognized as an Ayurvedic retreat facilitator. And she is hounded after to the point where she's like, I don't know if I can take everybody. But imagine all being coached and doing everything that everyone talked about tonight, and then having this private coach for your soul. I mean, they really go together. So to get a $50 gift certificate towards this beautiful retreat, and she'll do more, is that there was 3 elements that she talked about tonight. You know, and if you know about Ayurveda, it's Pitta Vata Kapha, but she gave it to you in 3 elements. Just list one of them. Just list one of them, and she will connect with you. And then, yes, of course, coming on for some online yoga, right? And then the fall daily routines are based on Vedic principles, and you will love it. Your body will respond so incredibly well. What an amazing journey just these last 3 hours have been. And I am going to keep us to time. And I actually think we're going to polish this up a little early. So I want to thank every single one of you for coming on and participating in the chat. There has been thousands of gifts, thousands of dollars worth of gifts here. You may not be on tonight. And I know I have a large following that is across the water, right? And a lot of people in Europe, a lot. I think it's our second watch. We're UK when it comes to podcasts. And I know that you're on different time zones. And so I don't want you to think that you've missed out. Any of the free goodies that were listed here, no matter when you're watching this, whether it's on my YouTube 6 months from now, whether it's on the website, all of the speakers are going to have this, and they're going to send it out. Those free gifts don't go, there's no time, there's no expiry date on those. So please go onto their websites that they mentioned. You know where I am. I'm super easy to find. It's deb@debdrummond.com. It doesn't get easier. Oh, what's your website? debdrummond.com. So it's super easy. I want to gift everybody that's watching and on, and including the speakers, because you know what, we need it too. And so there's 2 months coming up, November, December, where I'm literally going to walk you through in a small class that follow-up system, you know, the tracker that you get. Okay, so there is truly a follow-up system. I'm going to walk you through. It's going to be a small private class, so I'll do as many as I have to, so you can come and ask questions, because there's something very special about the how. You're only going to have to watch this once or twice, and then you're going to go off in the world and you're going to change everything about your kind of the amount of sales, the acquisition. So that's for you, as well as for anyone that goes on and purchases the planner. And the link has been put into the chat, and you'll find the link on debdrummond.com tomorrow. We literally set it up today, unless, you know, it didn't get to the website. But if you want to have a planner for the first 5 people, obviously I can only do 5, but the first 5 people, you have a choice of a private top performance coaching session with me, where we pick it through. We go through everything and we just elevate everything you're doing so that you have top performance results. And, or you can have a free quote in the 2024. So if you heard me talk about the quotes, those QR codes that people are going to hover over and have that beautiful quote that they can send out to the world. So if you're one of the first 5 people to buy the planner is $110, you guys. I have paid $300, $400, $500, $600 US. And I know if you're in US, that means nothing, but if you're in Canada, it's a lot. So to have that kind of training within my planner. So it's $110 for 2 books. And you can have a $300 quote in the 2024, which people are already booking for. We only have 130 spots. It sounds like a lot, but it's not. So you can have either or. I won't be offended if you don't take me and take the quote, you know. So you've got some free things there, and you've got some first 5 there. And I just want to again thank everybody for coming. Thank you for already purchasing. I know a lot of people have, and supporting and coming on and cheerleading. You're amazing. You're just absolutely amazing. Thank you, Angel and Dorothea, again, for everything you've done. Thank you, speakers, for saying yes. Thank you for the excellence on the call this evening. And with that, I believe we are 16 minutes early. that in itself is, pretty cool. So thank you again. Make sure that you've got make sure that you've captured everything you need to capture. And with that, have a wonderful evening. Thank you. All right. Bye, everybody. Bye. I'm not leaving first, so you guys have to go because I won't leave first. I'll stand here. I got champagne. I'm good. And I'm going out for some more. So anyone wants to come off mute and say anything, then please do.
Thank you, everyone. This was just, I needed this for my soul. Thank you, everybody. Seriously.
Awesome. That's what we like to hear. Awesome.
Deb, thanks for
right.
pulling this all together, bringing us out. It's been, I just keep smiling, and it looks like I'm just smiling because I should, but no, I'm smiling because it's like so awesome. So thank you for all that.
Thank
Love
you.
you.
Thank you too.
Yeah.
Thanks for, yes. All right. Well, if there's no other comments, you guys need to go because I'm not going to you go. All right. Thank you, everybody.